Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live streaming event of Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Debbie DeSoto with Jonathan Kerman and Christopher Janish. We're coming to you live from Spiegelberg Stadium in Medford, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Today featuring one of the oldest rivalries in Oregon sports. It is Grants Pass and North Medford. The Black Tornado and the Cavemen have played 112 times over the last 113 years, and tonight should be a good one. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Medford School District and our participating community business partners. Be sure to download the new version of our free app and watch all the Table Rock Sports Network events on your phone, tablet, or PC, wherever you connect, really, for free. We also invite fans to check out all the features on TableRockSports.net, where you can find easy access to live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch, where we keep track of the student athletes and where they are today. Coming up in just a minute, we got a few special things coming your way. We're going to hear some special people talk about some special things about the rivalry. We'll hear from our coaches. That's brought to you by Bill's Glass. And they are the Coaches' Corners. That is brought to you by Bill's Glass. They're a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. They're locally owned, family run. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. When we come back, we are going to hear from Fred Spiegelberg himself. Yes, thanks to our friend Jay Reese, Fred Spiegelberg talking about the rivalry of Grants Pass and Medford right after this.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. There you go.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
If you lived in the Rogue Valley from the years 1952 to 1968, you'll certainly never forget the gridiron rivalry between Medford and Grants Pass, more commonly referred to in those days as the game. In 1947, Mel Ingram came to Grants Pass to direct the Cayman. A year later, a redhead named Fred Spiegelberg would move to Medford as an assistant football coach. 4 years later, Spieg would take over the Medford job, and the two mentors would begin a rivalry perhaps second to none across the state of Oregon. Before Ingram retired in 1968, Spieg would win 11, lose only 4, and tie twice. In the 17-year battle, Spieg especially remembers this one play, a sensational play made by Rocky Stone in 1954.
I think there were 17 seconds left on the clock when he crossed the goal line. Grants Pass was driving on us, and they threw a pass. Chuck Levy was the quarterback at that time for Grants Pass, and he threw a pass, and Rocky intercepted it right in the middle of the goal post, 4 yards behind the goal line, and ran 104 yards for the touchdown. And we went 14-7.
And what about this recollection dating back 28 years by Spieg?
There's another wild one, too. I mean, 57, we were behind 20-0. That was one of the ties in 57. We were behind 20-0 going into late in the third quarter. And we tied 20-20 and go win on yardage.
No longer does yardage determine the outcome of that game. No longer is the Medford-Grants Pass matchup the final game of the regular season. And no longer do people brave the night's cold weather, sleeping in line for tickets to the game. No longer is there the cavalcade in Grants Pass. And no longer is there the noise parade in Medford. Fred Spiegelberg sadly says and admits that it's over. But he's thankful he was a part of the big win in Caveman battles.
It won't be like it was in the past. It's been gone for several years now, and it won't be like it was in the past. I think the rivalry between the two Medford schools now, we can never recapture the past, I don't think.
The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, personal, and compassionate care for their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice the full scope of services, from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781. And welcome back to Table Rock Sports Game Night Show. Demi DeSoto here with the brothers Singler. No, not EJ and Kyle. No, not Mitch and Jack. We have Bill and Ed, so their time is limited. They have to get back to the home. But first of all, let's start off with Bill. Bill, I've heard you talk many times passionately about Medford Grants Pass, how this is the rivalry. This is the big rivalry in the state, not the North-South game. This is. And tell me, what was that like back in those days? You played against them in multiple sports. I mean, it just had to be like Hatfield and McCoy kind of hatred?
Well, both programs had terrific coaches and terrific community support. And, football back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, both communities came out in full force and supported their teams. And so, I know growing up as a kid and going to those games, you used to watch and see the importance, the excitement, just how the games unfolded. And so, it's just something I always have taken with me. And, growing up, Grants Pass, Medford, that was the game. It was the game of the year. And so, just coming back and being a coach now and that kind of thing, I've never lost sight of that. I mean, it's an important deal for us to play Grants Pass. And so, I think it's helped us win some close games. I just think the kids understand the rivalry. And, we do. The rivalry with North is there. That's never going to go away. But I think kids growing up nowadays, some of them need to understand how important the rivalry was between Grants Pass and Medford.
Yeah, we have an interview coming up a little bit later with Fred Spiegelberg talking about that rivalry.
Really?
We found an audio, an archive audio where he said there is nothing other than this. So now, Ed, you played in these same rivalries. You guys both had kids that played in it. Your dad played in it. What is that like for you guys? Because you're a very tradition-rich family in this community. What's it like, generation to generation, to see this game, to see this rivalry, to see different generations of your family come up through it?
Well, I think as a parent, it's a prideful moment, to watch your kids play in big games. That's always fun. Hearing Bill's comment and passion about it, I remember that as a little guy when I was 5th and 6th grade. I remember those big games. When I went through the high school years, my junior and senior years, Grants Pass was a rivalry game, but so was Roseburg. I don't remember Grants Pass being, singled out as the biggest game. Roseburg was good during those years, and I remember we put a lot of emphasis around the Roseburg game. But listen, as an athlete, those are the games you want to play in. The Grants Pass North Medford game tonight, that's going to be a heck of a game. I mean, it's a lot on the line in terms of what happens in the conference. And as an athlete, those are the games you live for, and guys are going to be nervous about it, but they're excited as well. But no, it's fun, and like Bill said, back in the early days, in the early 70s, the communities took a huge amount of pride in what happened. They still do, but it's changed a little bit just because of the dynamics of the conferences and everything. But no, those were big games back then. They really were. Grants Pass, and for me, Roseburg was a big game as well.
So going into the history of this, what is the biggest memory you have of playing football against Grants Pass? You personally, as a player on the field?
Well, I would have to say my junior year in 1969, we played Grants Pass in our last conference game here at the stadium. Grants Pass hadn't lost a game all year. They were ranked number 1. We had lost 3 games, and I didn't even know if we were ranked. I couldn't tell you whether we lost our first game at McKinley. We lost a non-league game on the last play of the game against Corvallis, Donnie Reynolds on a screen pass. And then we lost our first league game to Ashland. So, but we had won the rest of our league games leading up to Grants Pass, and back then, only the conference champion went on the playoffs, and so it was a winner go on, loser go home type game, and so huge game. Scott threw a beautiful pass to me in the early first quarter for a touchdown that got us going, and we went on and beat them pretty good, 35-6, I believe. And I saw Craig Howard yesterday. He stopped by our practice, and Craig Howard was a senior on that Grants Pass team. And we just talked about Grants Pass, and he was talking about our team rebounding from that game last week and moving forward. But he also brought up the fact he remembers us kicking their butt back in 1969.
So now, in that game, had they started wearing face masks yet?
Of course. Now, we didn't have the leather. We weren't that far back, Demi. You can talk to my dad about that. But no, we had the plastic helmets back then with the plastic face masks.
All right, the Singler brothers here on the Rivalry Show Game Night. We'll be back right after this message.
There's a time machine not so far away that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner here on Table Rock Sports. Demi DeSoto on the field. Tonight, a very special night at Spiegelberg Stadium as we're going to be honoring the 1969 state championship team. And we have a couple guys here that we're going to have introduce themselves and what they did back then. First of all, to my right,
Bob Tweedy. I was a senior on the team, captain of the defense, and number 86. So we just had a phenomenal year, a little rough start, but you can only finish at the top, and that's what we did. And we loved every moment of it.
So as you look back on it, now we have our other guest here.
I'm Larry Ferris. I was number 65. I was an offensive right guard. I was like the junior equivalent of being a captain of the juniors. We only had juniors and seniors, and we had to sort of bond together shoulder to shoulder to play this game and win a championship.
Well, that's, back in those days, you had to be pretty good to be playing as a junior.
Yeah, if you could start as a junior, you were probably going to play in college, and 4 out of the 5 of us that managed to crawl in the lineup, we did play in college as well. You're right, it was competitive.
So now tell me, guys, what's it feel like tonight to be back here and thinking that was 50 years ago?
Well, I walk into this stadium now. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm in the heart of the SEC. And I go around to the high school stadiums down there. My wife was a high school language teacher for 41 years. There's no stadiums like this in the South. And they think they got the best football, but this is where it starts. This is where you get your breeding from. This is where you learn from the coaches. Spieg was an awesome man. Gentlemen, every one of us would have done anything for that man.
Last Friday would have been his 100th birthday.
Ah, very good, very good. This stadium was packed for his funeral. I was one of the guys, they picked a guy from each decade, and I got to speak at that. One of the huge honors of my life, be right out there and say, you know what? We just sent Spieg to heaven with a 26 pitch. We scored.
That's great. So now tonight, this rivalry, this goes back 113 years. They played 112 times. I mean, you guys played against Grants Pass. Tell me about your Grants Pass recollections.
Well, it has to go to the last game of the year. And you look at the end zones now, there's no seats in there. When we played in 69, there was 12,000 people inside this stadium. Almost as many people that watched the state championship game at Parker Stadium that we played in.
Well, Grants Pass, tremendous tradition, heritage, Mel Ingram, coaches like that in the past, a lot of others, and always a competitive, strong program. And there wasn't an accident for many, many years. The last game in the Southern Oregon Conference season was Medford versus Grants Pass. That was the last game because that's what it was going to come down to. And the night in 69, it was a playoff game before the playoffs started. Only one team came out of conference, and we met the Grants Pass Cavemen here on a blustery night in October
on grass
for the conference conference championship. They were ranked #1 in state, and we had a rough season, but we started winning, and it pushed us over the top, and we beat them 30-8 here at a homecoming game. Mr. Bill Singler, who's pretty famous in the town, caught a touchdown pass from Mr. Scott Spiegelberg, pretty famous lineage too, to start it off, and the route was on, wasn't it?
Right.
That's big, you know.
Yeah, it was a great rivalry, and it goes a long time. Win or lose, it's always came down to Medford and Grants Pass.
BG was a statistician on our team because he was a high school classmate and teammate, or classmate of Bob Tweedy, so he was part of our group as well.
We got Bob and Larry here. Any last thoughts? Anything anybody want to shout out to, say hi to?
Well, I'm just so grateful for this community and the start it gave me in my life. And sports and athletics can really help a young man grow. And no town did it better. And I just feel so very grateful to have been a Black Tornado and play for Fred Spiegelberg.
This is where managers and executives start. You learn things from Spieg and the rest of his coaching staff. It wasn't just Spieg. He was the leader, but there was a massive, massive amount of talent in the coaching that was here. You talk about that last season we had in '69, and we started a little rough, but it's the coaches that turned that around. They changed the defense up a little bit, started subbing a few of the juniors in to help mix the good players in there, and come up with a state championship.
Well, there you have it tonight. We honor the 1969 state championship team for the Black Tornado. We're going to count down to kickoff as we come back here on Table Rock Sports.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just a dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781. Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Welcome back. We're stepping inside the Bills Glass Coach's Corner with Grants Pass head coach John Musser. John, how you doing?
Doing well tonight, thanks.
We're here at Spiegelberg Stadium getting ready for this inter-Rogue Valley matchup between the Cavemen and the Black Tornado. How do you see these two teams matching up?
A traditional rivalry. This is the 113th meeting of the two schools, so one of, if not the longest, I think it's the second longest rivalry in the state of Oregon, actually, behind Westland and Oregon City. And, as far as matching up, North Medford is one of the premier teams, I think, in the state, really. Just watching this group of kids, kind of back-to-back classes, junior, senior class of athletes, one of the best in the state, quite frankly, and we've seen them on film for a handful of weekends, and they play a very aggressive brand of football. They take on the nature of their coach. Steve Turner is one of the all-time great high school coaches in the state of Oregon, and they look like a Steve Turner team, that's for sure. They play hard. They play through the whistle, not to the whistle. That's the message our kids have gotten, that they're gonna, if you're standing around a pile, if you don't have your head on a swivel, you're gonna pay for it. So we got to make sure that we're kind of matching that intensity and that brand of football tonight. So once that ball tees off at 7 o'clock, we'll see.
You talked about the ancient history between these two clubs. Let's focus now on the more recent history.
Yeah.
Grants Pass 3-2 this year, undefeated at home, yet to win on the road. What does your team have to do to pick up this first road win of the season?
Yeah, we have to exceed North's physicality. That's the big thing. North's a physical team, and that's what we haven't done on the road, is we haven't consistently played physical football, and that's really what we focused on tonight. We focused on this week in preparation for tonight is just playing a physical brand of football. When we play at home, it's so much easier to get up for those games. There's very few stadiums like Mel Ingram Stadium as far as just having the crowd right on top of you, and our student section is one of the best in the state, just frantic, and our kids feed off that. Well, we have to be able to take that and harness some of that energy when it's not at Ingram Field, and we got to be able to do that here in Spiegelberg. And we've traditionally played really well here at Spiegelberg Stadium, and we're looking to do that tonight.
Heading now inside the pylons, inside the lines, you got your two top wideouts, Joel Valadez and Devik Chang. Both of them have put up multiple 100-plus yard receiving, multi-touchdown performances.
Yeah.
What have you seen from them this year? Where have they improved from week one?
Well, both of them came in with some real tangible physical attributes. Both of them are fast kids. Devik's he's a 6'3" kid, pretty physical kid. Joel's more kind of just a straight burner. He's got really quick twitch going, and so both of them though are also products of the system. We've over the last 8 years had a couple receivers every year that can on any given night go over 100 yards and pull in some long balls. We've kind of lived and died by the big play this year, and even from our tailback Jake Hendricks, who's I think second in the league in rushing, a lot of those yards have come on big runs by him, and so we're an offense that's built on taking what a defense gives us, and tonight we've got to be able to do that, but we also have to sustain some drives to keep their offense on the sideline.
Terrific segue into my final question, looking at the defense now. You can't talk about Grants Pass football defense without talking about your star lineman, Peter Osipovich. What do you kind of impact you see him making tonight?
Yeah, he's what North Medford does. That power toss of theirs, they want to attack the edges, and both sides, Kai Perez and Pete, are going to have their hands full. So both of them have to set a hard edge so that we can contain that play and keep it inside where we have more defensive players.
Coach, thank you so much for your time.
You bet.
This has been the Bills Glass Coach's Corner with Grants Pass head coach John Musser. Stick around. The pregame show continues next, right after this.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bills Glass. Having new windows installed by Bills Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bills Glass show you what you've been missing. Bills Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bills Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bills Glass.
Welcome to the Bills Glass Coach's Corner here on Tabor Rock Sports. We're talking rivalries. We're talking 112 times that these teams have met over the last 113 years. And I haven't broadcast all of those, but I've been around for a few. It's an old rivalry because it's a city against a city. It's not a crosstown like a north-south. I mean, what do you think about the history of this rivalry?
Well, like you said, it dates back a long, long ways. And, you know, there's a lot of those rivalries back east in the East Coast where people have been playing football for a long time. But this is special to the state of Oregon because Grants Pass and Medford were, for many years, the real powers in the state. And, it's continued to be that way. Like you said, it's not cross-town, it's city rivalry, so it makes it a little more special.
You know, you talk to some of the people like the honorees here tonight from the 69 championship team, Bill Singler, and he talks about that's the rivalry. Grants Pass, it's not north and south, it's Grants Pass and Medford.
Well, Bill was part of that rivalry. I've only had the opportunity to be a part of it for maybe 10 or 12 years, but it's there. It's fun. Where I grew up, you always heard about Medford Grants Pass. And so to be part of that is kind of special too.
So coming into tonight now, you're facing a Grants Pass team. They've got some weapons. They can get it down the field. What are you looking for on defense to stop these guys?
Well, you got to be disciplined in what you're supposed to be doing. And your alignments are important because they do things based on the way you're aligned. So you have to try and hide some things. So, again, it's disciplined football, whether it's, option football or passing game. But they're explosive. They can score from anywhere on the field. And it's not that they can, it's that they have.
Well, and you showed that last week as well. I mean, you had some big plays, big runs, big passes, big touchdowns. I mean, this team, the Black Tornado, you guys can score when you need to score.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than last year. We have some different weapons, and each week it seems that somebody new steps up to take front stage. But, the guys up front still have to perform every time. So we're looking for those guys to have good games tonight.
So a beautiful, clear night. I mean, is it starting to really feel like football season now?
The season just flies by so fast. I mean, after tonight, we've got 3 games. And, you prepare all year for something that just goes by in a heartbeat. We talked about that Tuesday night with the players. So, it's a great atmosphere and everything. But, we're 66% of the way through the season.
Well, coming up in just a minute, we'll have kickoff coming up on the biggest rivalry, I think, in the state of Oregon coming up, 113th year, 112th meeting between these teams. And North Medford holds the edge. We'll see if it continues tonight here when we come back on Table Rock Sports. And we're going to kick right into it. We appreciate everybody being with us on the pregame show. The Singlers, the voice of Fred Spiegelberg, and what an honor. There you see the 2 captains from the 69 team doing the coin toss, and they had a big dinner last night, a group reunion that they had together, and what a great time. Jonathan Kerman joins me with Christopher Janish on the mic. And Jonathan, all that hoopla, all that history aside, I think we're in for a good game.
Oh, absolutely, Demi. I love and appreciate and respect ancient history and tradition, but for me what's important is the recent history and looking forward in the present, in the near future. Grants Pass coming into this game 3-2, undefeated at home and winless on the road, Demi.
Yeah.
So that jumps out on the page to you.
And where are they tonight?
Grants Pass, they are on
the road.
Yes,
Okay.
here at
Just making
Spiegelberg
sure we knew
Stadium
that,
in beautiful Medford, Oregon. The other thing that I want to highlight is the North defense, giving up an average of 76 yards per game through the air. Grants Pass has 2 wide receivers, Joel Valadez and Devick Chang, who are each averaging more than that 76 yards through the air receiving. So it'll be interesting to see what gives this high-powered Grants Pass passing offense and the very, very tough defensive secondary for North Medford.
Riley Bonney getting ready to kick off, and boy, he's a large human.
Yeah, not your conventional kicker body
He's
type.
no Jan Stenerud.
Yeah, yeah. That reference goes well over my head. Hopefully, just as far
Kansas
as
City Chiefs, 1963.
There you go. All right, so he predates even the North Championship football, State Championship football team that we were recognizing during the pregame show and also during the halftime.
So they do decide to kick it back deep. Doesn't go to Brad, but it is going to go there in front to Henderson. And he's going to bring it out. It gets across the 30, out across to about the 32. Scrum ensues. Whistles ensue, and that's where they'll take over. The first drive will start at the 32-yard line. Glad to have you with us here on Table Rock Sports. Dem DeSoto, Christopher Janish, and Jonathan Kerman, who does the voice of the Grants Pass Cavemen for us, joining us tonight on this duo broadcast.
Yeah, happy to be here, Demi.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on that you can watch from Table Rock Sports tonight, so enjoy them all.
And Demi, one of those not a football game, or at least not this kind of football.
There you go. Excellent job,
That's
Chris.
True. There's Brad. He's going to pick up maybe a yard on that carry to start it off.
Yeah, European football.
Yes.
Got Grants Pass
with a
in
U.
South Medford with a U. That's right.
Football.
That's right. Football.
Yeah. Not to mention foosball.
No. But here on this broadcast, we're watching football.
That's right. Second down, and let's call it 9. As we're just underway on the John L. Scott scoreboard. No score tonight, but I think we might see some scoring tonight. There's that quick outlet pass that they like. They get it outside. Nice job there by Chance Costanzo. Must have had some bagels today, huh, Chris?
Yeah, must have.
That boy loves his bagels.
Oh, carbohydrates, Demi, are a great pregame snap. A lot of long, sustained energy that you're going to need from the opening kickoff to the final minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yep, that's going to actually bring up 3rd down and 1. I thought he got the first down, but he's a yard short. So 3rd down and 1.
Interesting to see Devin Brad lined up not quite behind center, and they go with the jet sweep here.
Batiste out around the outside over the hash mark. You think he's got enough for the first down.
Yeah,
he does.
I think so.
Yep, they're waving him on. So first down, the first down, for those of you keeping stats, for the night for the Black Tornado. Out to the 43-yard line. We'll reset it. 1st and 10. Clock continues to run. We're just underway here. It's a pink out night, making breast cancer awareness the big thing. Go fight win against breast cancer. And so all the student section all pink. The North players all the pink socks. I'm in a pink shirt and tie even too, because cancer sucks. Here comes Brad now looking for a hole on the outside. He finds a little one, but Grants Pass doing a nice job filling that gap quickly.
Yeah, Dante Haven there on the stop for GP.
Out there on the perimeter too, you talked about Osipovich, and he was right there in on it too. He's not a small human.
Peter Osipovich, no, he is not. Not lacking in the size department by any means. And a clear potential college player.
Oh, yeah. Kai Perez out there, nice looking size kid, too. So that is going to bring up 2nd down and about 8. As the clock continues to run, we're just underway. Thanks for being with us. They give it to Brad up the middle. He's going to be lucky to get a yard. Out to the 46-yard line on his 3rd carry of the night already. No score in any of the games on the John L. Scott. Well, Phoenix is up 7-0 over Henley. That one in the first on their John L. Scott scoreboard. So now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Black Tornado from the 46-yard line near the left hash mark. Brennan Stoltz, the quarterback. He's got Brad in the backfield with him. Rolling to his right, looking for a receiver. Throws. Tries to get it to Grafton. just over the outstretched hands there and just goes out of bounds. Covered well out there on the outside by Chase Coyle. QB-CB.
Interesting to see North Medford line up with trips wide receivers on the near side of your screen, and then they go away from it, rolling out to the quarterback's right, looking for that single coverage, and had his man, but just went right through the hands of the receiver.
Coyle's being told by the referee that if you're going to call a fair catch, I want to see that arm in the air, do a full motion sweep. I don't, they've been caught on a couple times here during the year with these little fake, I'm going to call for it, I'm not going to call for it. So it's like he said, I want to see that hand in the air, kid.
Right, be deliberate.
Sherborne with a nice big kick. Sends Coyle back to about the 15. Comes up. He's got a block there. Coming around the outside, but he's picked up there on the outside. Nice tackle on the outside by Jet Carpenter.
That's a good job by Carpenter corralling Joel Valadez, who's probably the most explosive weapon that this Grants Pass offense has. Grants Pass, the offense and special teams. Valadez also plays defensive back on defense. You'll see him on the football field for pretty much the entire duration.
Jet Carpenter, the one who just made the tackle, linebacker, tight end, and not a bad basketball player either.
Certainly not.
He can just stand and dunk, but anybody can do that. I mean, I can even do that. I think I try. Can I do it, Chris?
When you lower the hoops down to 6
8
feet,
foot,
right?
Yeah. We'll see. Back to live action now, as we have a reset of 1st and 10. Coyle dropping back on the hash mark, going to go deep on his first throw. He's going deep. He's
looking
got a man.
for Valadez and enters. Yep,
no
incomplete.
flags, out of bounds, covered out there nicely. Just kind of, he threw it a little bit out of bounds. He was covered well out there by Nolan Morris. Morris, who had a 98-yard touchdown return against Jefferson for a pick 6. That was something to watch. Remember that one, Chris?
I didn't broadcast
that
game.
That's right. You were doing another game in Portland.
I've been the broadcaster for Grants Pass for all of their home games this year, and that may have been the furthest I've seen Chase Coyle throw the football through the air.
Yeah.
And now they try to go for the quick screen pass out to Devick Chang. So already, Demi, you're seeing Grants Pass trying to get their two biggest weapons involved early. Joel Valadez was the intended receiver on that first pass. Devick Chang here on the screen pass, I think may have gone backwards on that play. He did.
About
Looks
a yard.
Like 3rd and 11 here.
3rd down and 11. And Chang kind of shaking his hand like that kind of hurt. So now Coyle out of the shotgun. He's got trips right here on the right side. Long count, takes it, looks left, rolls right. Waiting, there's his man, wide open on the hash mark. And he kind of stumbled and fell over his
North Medford is very, very fortunate. They had Joel Valadez lined up with a linebacker. If Valadez is able to keep his balance, he is blowing right past the heart of that North Medford defense and likely picking up a 1st down.
So that is going to bring up now 4th down, and they go into punt formation. Baptiste drops back for the return for the Black Tornado.
Say a pickup of about 3.
Yeah, drops it to about 4th and 8 maybe. Low, bobbly kick. Going to have time for Batiste to pick it up. He's going to take off and try to make a little gap. He finds a lane. He's got a big lane inside the 40. And he finally gets run out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Nice saving tackle there made by Juan Velasquez.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle.
Weird calling Juan Velasquez's name, huh, Chris?
Yeah.
He was just on the Black Tornado team a couple years ago. Did he switch schools? No. It's a different whole unrelated Juan Velasquez.
On that same topic, though, you do have a former North Medford Black Tornado playing for Grants Pass in this game, Jet Hood.
Yep.
A senior who does a lot for this GP football team. He did a lot for the North Medford football team in years past, but now doing it for the blue and white.
So Brennan Stoltz comes in at the quarterback position. He's got Sandusky and Brad in the backfield in the I formation. Sandusky lead blocker. There's Brad. Gets down inside the 30, down to about the 29-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about, let's call it 3, maybe 4. 3. Hard 3. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 7.
You see the clashing styles for the offense for both teams. North Medford has yet to attempt a pass, I believe, in this game. Grants Pass has yet to rush.
Well, they tried one out to Grafton, but they couldn't get it to him.
That's true. Right. One incomplete pass. For Grants Pass, their first offensive drive, they didn't attempt a rush.
Sandusky up the middle, down inside the 10. It's going to be tough to bring them down, but they do at the 5 down to the 4-yard line. And like that, Sandusky with the big carry. And he was brought down by Coyle.
Joel Valadez there on the stop. Although, Demi, I get those mixed up all the time. The 9 and the 8 look so close.
I better pull the binoculars out.
The hook on the 9 comes just up to the middle part of the number, but not.
See what the
not
Ducks
quite.
started? Speaking of which, they're playing tonight too.
And into the end zone for a touchdown.
It is.
Right
North
up the
Medford
middle.
on the board.
Devin Brad, 2-yard rushing touchdown.
And for Devin Brad, that just adds to his carries so far on the season. He had over 800 yards on the season so far, averaging 8.3. That is his 13th touchdown of the year.
His 13th?
13th TD of the year.
My goodness.
Yeah, he into tonight, he's now gone over 100 total carries. He started off tonight at 803 yards, averaging 8.3 a carry, 12 TDs. He scored tonight. He's touched the ball 4 times on this drive. Danny Cassette with the point after, and it's good.
Well, North getting that early score, so important, especially at home. Get the home crowd, the student section behind you, get the momentum in your favor. But this Grants Pass offense is built for any deficit. They're down by 7, they're down by 70. They are still in the game because of the talent of their quarterback, Chase Coyle, and their outside wide receivers in Joel Valadez and Devik Chang. North Medford did a great job on that opening drive of containing those 2 big offensive weapons, but
and taking half the quarter.
Yes, right.
6 minutes off the clock. I mean, we're down to 6:08 left here, but good job on an opening drive. As you said, not a lot of passing, but I mean, a lot of good running. Sandusky getting the big gain there, and then Brad tagging it off and finishing it, getting his 13th touchdown of the year. All right, Grants Pass, North Medford says, let's see what you got.
It's the clashing of styles, Demi. We're going to talk about it a lot today, but we saw it already through the first half of this first quarter. North almost entirely moving the football on the ground. Grants Pass entirely trying to move the football through the air.
Yep.
And well, you see the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, North with the 7-0 advantage.
The Black Tornado of 1969 had a tendency to run the ball. Any Fred Spiegelberg team. And there's Danny Cassette's kick.
That's quite a boot.
Going back. No pooch kick, Chris.
Yeah, I decided to send it all the way back.
In recent weeks, we've seen a pooch kick strategy. I guess they've been afraid of runbacks, and so they've been pooch kicking it around the 30 and, giving teams the ball at the 30, the 35, rather than running, a run back. So that is going to bring up 1st and 10.
Well, speaking of kickoffs, when Grants Pass faced off against Roseburg, they started the game with an onside kick, a successful recovered onside kick.
Who are they, the New Orleans Saints? Come on, Sean. All right, here they come out, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
You see Devik Chang at the top of your screen, Joel Valadez at the bottom of your screen, Juan Velasquez, the slot receiver, to the right of the quarterback, Chase Coyle.
And he fakes the handoff, gets it back out. Ball bobbled over the middle, incomplete. Intended that time for Velasquez.
Yeah, and that's a catch that Juan Velasquez is he'll be the first one to tell you he should have made that catch. You saw the frustration, and I had his helmet down on the turf. And if North is going to limit Grants Pass to those short underneath passes,
right,
that's a recipe for success for the Black Tornado. Where Grants Pass is really dangerous is on the outsides near the sidelines where they have those speedy wide receivers that can blow past the top of your defense.
I tried talking to Turner about that. I said, they said that they run a lot of those short little passes. He goes, don't you get kidded. They run it down the field too.
Chase
and he's
Coyle
safe at second base.
On the quarterback keeper. Decent rush, picks up about 12 on the play.
And the first down. So we'll reset the chains, 1st and 10.
So who would have thought Grants Pass's first rushing attempt would come from their quarterback?
Yep, he's looking to the side now. All the skill positions look to the side here, get the call from coach. Musser call the plays?
I believe so, yes.
South Medford up over Roseburg 6-0. End around, coming down around this side. Good play there. Going to be close to another first down, just shy. Handoff goes that time to Jet Hood.
And I love the Jet Hood sweep.
Yeah.
So there we now see Hood getting his name called against his former team for the first time this season.
See Hood Run. Wasn't that a book, a kid's book? Oh, that was Jane. See Jane Run.
See Jane Run, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Coyle fakes the handoff, looks outside. He's got a man. Quick
There's
pass
Juan
out
Velasquez.
there. Velasquez, very effective catch.
Joel Valadez there on the reception.
Valadez, okay. Very nice little catch, and then just stepped out of bounds.
Pick up about 5 on the play. Coach Musser talked about it in the Bills Glass Coaches Corner during the pregame show, as there's a handoff here to Jake Hendricks with a huge hole.
And good thing for Batiste getting his head down in there and making a tackle, taking out his leg. But boy, that was a big, big carry.
27 yards.
Longest
17 yard, on the run for Hendricks.
He and Sandusky have the longest runs of the night. Coyle gets out of a hole. There's the ball's loose, and the Black Tornado come up with it.
There's a penalty flag that came down before the strip, Demi, so we'll see once all the officials come together and sort this out.
Tanner Gayoran, though, come up with the ball for the Black Tornado. Let's see. Holding
on the offense. Oh, boy.
So that should be declined, and the turnover will stand. North Medford gets the first turnover of the game, and they'll take it. Stopping the Grants Pass threat. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line with a 7-0 lead. Here in the first quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard, North Medford leads at 7-0. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Deputy Soto along with Jonathan Kerman and Christopher Janish, coming to you from Spiegelberg Stadium on a special night honoring the 1969 state championship team on the 50th anniversary. Here's Stoltz looking back, throwing deep. He's got a man looking on the outside for Carpenter. There's one of those catches, Chris.
That's a fantastic catch by Jet Carpenter.
Carpenter with those hands, Chris, it's like going up for a layup, isn't it?
Yeah, there's just nothing that gets in the way of him and that ball.
He has such control over the ball in his hands and watching it that he can reach over the back of guys and grab it. He can sit and wait for it to bounce off of guys and get it. He has such focus on that ball.
36 yards there on the reception.
Nicely done. So now I formation, Sandusky and Brad. Last time, Sandusky ran this one down about to the 5. Same play. This time, Grants Pass sniffed it out. Nice job there that time. Coming up to make the stop is Peter Osipovich. Tough guy to run through.
Oh, very much so, Demi. He's been a force for this GP defensive line all season long.
Big up front, too, is Riley Bonney in there. He was in there on that play as well. So the front 4 getting a good workout there. North Medford's line working them hard. Now the split back position. Stoltz back, looking to his right. Got a man headed for the corner. He makes a turn. We're going to see a flag. Nope, there it is. Grafton gets the interference call. That'll be an automatic first down.
One of those plays, Demi, where I think if Grafton stays on his feet, the official might keep the penalty flag in his pocket, but because the receiver goes down and there was contact, it's inarguable.
And it didn't come for the one right there. It came from the one over on the side.
Right, from the sideline official.
So a pass interference, it'll be a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down. So that is. Okay, I won't tell you what the play is, but I just heard it. I want to remind you, before or after the game, you can stop in at Arby's. They're just up the street here, 41 East Stewart Avenue, or the new one out there on your way to the airport in Medford. And they've got the meats, and they mean it. Arby's at Stewart and Riverside before or after the game, right up from Spiegelberg Stadium. Check it out. Sandusky and Brad in the backfield. Left hash mark goes to Brad. He's going around the outside. He's got to get out there, looking for a hole, and he just puts his shoulder down and dives for the cone. Are they going to give it? No, they're going to say he got down to about the 3.
Wow, that is a grown man's run.
Yeah.
For Devin Brad.
So Brad picks up 11 yards on that carry, and he has 1st and goal.
Well, Brad's been averaging over 2 touchdowns per game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the ball here with the Black Tornado inside the 5-yard line.
And, what's your other choice? Give it to Sandusky?
You got to rely on your strengths. Let your playmakers make plays.
There you go. They give it to Brad, second man through. He's into the end zone, standing up.
Untouched.
Touchdown, Devin Brad and the Black Tornado. So at the 3-minute and 13-second mark, 13-0 Black Tornado.
Well, obviously a good start for North Medford. Defense has been able to bottle up this Grants Pass offense, cause a turnover as
Danny Cassette.
Point extra does go through. And then on the offensive side, you couldn't ask for a better start for the North Medford offense. They're running the ball early and often, and it's effective. And if you can consistently run that football.
Yep. Here it is. Here's a replay right here.
A big recipe for success.
Brad right there, almost untouched, right up the middle.
It truly was untouched. And if Grants Pass is going to be beat up on the front lines, if the front 4, the front 5, 6, or 7 for Grants Pass, if they are getting moved around by the North Medford offensive line, it's going to be a long night for the Cavemen.
It is. So it's going to be a long night again for Danny Cassette, and he's been busy doing a lot of scoring himself. Danny, on the scoring side for North Medford, one of the team leaders. He's also a receiver. He's also a defensive back. But when in the scoring department, he's one of the team leaders. One night he had a pick 6, 2 field goals, and 5 extra points.
All in a night's worth of work.
Yeah, and he's a kicker. Got to be those pink socks.
But hey, pink power. It's a real thing.
It is. Glad to see people out here supporting it. Team wearing the socks, the cheerleaders, the student section. They're having fun over there, and why not? You're up 14-0 over a 112-year-old rivalry. Here's the receiving team getting it out to the 20, 25, 30, and brought down there. Nice tackle. In on the stop there for the Black Tornado is Peyton Bryant.
Spencer Sloan for Grants Pass was the return man.
He's pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely. And you'll see Spencer Sloan along with Jake Henricks in the backfield for Grants Pass. Kind of a running back by committee where I feel like you see that in all levels of football now. There are very few true bell cow backs. Jake Henricks is certainly number 1 on the depth chart. You see him behind the quarterback Chase Coyle there, but Spencer Sloan will certainly get his number called multiple times to carry the football.
Coyle now resets, looks over to the side. They take a look at the defense, and that's what Coach Turner talked about. He says, we got to show them something different and then switch.
You've got Devick Chang at the top of your screen in single coverage. They'll hand it off to Hendricks, and he's got a hole.
Got a big hole. Got a first down. Got into Black Tornado. Well, he's just outside about the 40. They're going to give him the 49-yard line.
16-yard run by Hendricks.
Yeah, nicely done. He had some good acceleration once he got through the line and made the cut to the outside, and then he hit to the sideline and then just pushed over a couple guys.
Hendricks, 2 carries on the day. First one went for 17 yards. This one for 16 yards.
Nice.
Not a bad average yards per carry, 16 and a half.
Now, I'd take it. I wouldn't take it far, but I'd take it. All right, so now 2 receivers here down on the near side.
And again, you see Devick Chang in single coverage at the top of your screen. They're going to run the ball to Hendricks again, but I'm telling you, Demi, they are going to exploit that. They're going to take a shot with Devick Chang down the field in single coverage. They like that matchup no matter who they're playing against.
So you're saying this is rope-a-dope?
That reference is way over my
Muhammad
head.
Ali against the ropes, like, go ahead, hit me, then I'm going to come back and get you. Muhammad Ali.
5 yards on the rush for Hendricks.
They're lulling them to sleep out there is what
That's
they're
right.
doing.
Well,
and then they're going to burn them.
Just 5 yards for Hendricks, plummeting his average yards per carry.
Yeah. Second down and about 5, let's call it.
Pitch it out to Hendricks here. Hey, it's working. Keep going to him, but what a terrific open field tackle.
Good job out there on the outside. Doing a good job on the tackle there. Tanner Gayoran again. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. Clock continues to run. That is going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it, let's see, 1. Yeah, we'll call it 3. 3rd and 3. So So North Medford Black Tornado right now with a 14-point lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's all tied between South Medford and Roseburg 6-6. And Henley is back up over Phoenix 14-7. Some of the other Table Rock games you can watch on the big net. Nice run here. Good effort. Good shoulder running there by Caleb Martinez.
It's a good sign for Grants Pass to establish that running game. You have to establish the run to keep the defense honest and not double up on those wide receivers. But you'll see at the top of your screen, I'm going to keep harping on it, Demi.
Yeah.
Devick Chang in single coverage. Grants Pass loves that matchup.
And here he's rolling to his right, looking downfield. Short pass outside, incomplete.
Over through the intended target, Jet Hood.
Put some velocity on that.
And Hood was wide open. No need to put any extra zip on that pass, but Coyle just misfires. Sets up 2nd and 10.
It does bring 2nd and 10 to the play. Counting down, just coming unto a minute. 3 receivers down here again. That single receiver out there, they back him up. Nobody on the backside covering him. They're waiting for him. Oh, and a big rush there. Jet Carpenter blitzing from his linebacker spot. Big defensive play, Jet Carpenter.
And if you're the tailback, Liam Hendricks, you have to do one of two things. You either have to pick up the blitz or let it go through and immediately rotate yourself to face your quarterback.
Here we take a look at it. Here comes Carpenter off the side.
You'll see Hendricks never really turned around. Of course, there was a couple of Black Tornado defensemen there to meet Hendricks on the play, but you got to give your quarterback a chance to do something when you see the blitz coming like that.
Coyle now. It seemed like that guy moved in the backfield. Going for the pass over the middle. He's got his man.
There you go. 3 completions for Chase Coyle, all 3 to Joel Valadez. That one coming on a 3rd and 19. Good for a first down. Big play for the Grants Pass Cavemen.
And just under 10 seconds to go in the half, or in the quarter. And that's going to be the end of the quarter that we come to, and our score 14-0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard at the end of the first. We thank you for being with us. I'm Deputy Soto, along with Christopher Janish and this guy, Jonathan Kerman. And we'll be right back after this. Stick around for more great football action on the Heated Rivalry Series here on Table Rock Sports.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
All right, we welcome you back on the John L. Scott scoreboard at the end of 1, North Medford 14, Grants Pass 0. So, Jonathan, what did you see there in the Grants Pass offense? I saw a lot of things working, just not everything all at once.
Right, I mean, well, the very first drive of the game for Grants Pass, I believe it was a 3-and-out. You had 3 incompletions to start the game. You punt the ball away. North Medford comes down and scores. Next offensive drive, your quarterback gets strip sacked. Fumble recovery by the defense. They take it to the house on the ensuing drive. So quickly, you're behind 14-0. Fortunate here on the very first play of the second quarter, the quarterback Chase Coyle was not ready for that snap. He was surprised, but
he says, "Here, go!"
But a great snap by the center, put it right between the numbers, and Coyle just handed the ball off to Jake Hendricks, who picks up another good chunk of yardage. And that's the one thing that's surprising me, Demi, is how effective the running game is for Grants Pass.
Not normally known to be a running team.
No, I mean the calling card for this GP offense is their high-octane passing attack. If you can get Jake Hendricks going like they're doing, at least in this first quarter plus, don't count Grants Pass out just yet.
Coyle finally looking down to Chang. He's wide open.
And a terrific recovery.
Nicely done getting back on defense because he was wide open there for a minute.
Chance Costanzo
Yes, Mr. Costanzo making good use of those bagels.
If Chase Coyle puts a little more on that throw, puts it a little deeper into the end zone, Devick Chang has himself an easy touchdown. But because he had to come back to the middle of the field, Costanzo was there waiting for him. And like I talked about in the first quarter, though, Demi, Grants Pass loves getting single coverage on their outside receivers. Devick Chang, who's out of frame at the bottom of your screen,
And
at the
they're
top
not
of
even
your
playing
screen
a
is Joel
safety down
Valadez.
here, too. If he made a quick slant in, boy, that's dangerous.
Yeah, North is giving them that, and Grants Pass, I think, will take it. 2nd and 10 from the 19.
There's the handoff up the middle.
Of course, if you're getting 7-8 yards every rushing attempt, there's not really a whole lot of onus to put the ball in the air.
As they say, 7 yards in a cloud of pellets.
And especially here on this turf field, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous
a beautiful
turf field. Both teams obviously very familiar with playing on turf, both North, South, and Grants Pass, all playing on all turf complexes.
Long time.
3rd and 5 now.
Yep.
From the 13.
Says so right there. End around. He's got some room out there. Gets run out of bounds,
And
down about the 5-yard line.
The jet hood sweep picks up the first down.
So will it be 1st and goal? It will. 1st and goal for the Cavemen. With their first real scoring opportunity of the night. Black Tornado says, hold on, we're going to figure out what we're going to do. We're going to take a timeout as the Black Tornado take 1, 2. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us. Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local US Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central.
Back to live action. Here's the handoff. Trying to get out there. Nice tackle out in the open. Grabbing them ankles. Nicely held there by Tanner Gayoran.
And we've seen Gayoran make a couple of really nice open field solo tackles, Demi.
Doing what you got to do when you got to do it.
That one was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Because there was nobody else there to help him.
Nope.
2nd down and goal.
From about 5, inside the 5-yard line, around the 4 maybe.
Single back in the backfield, trips out right.
Coyle will take it himself.
Says, I can do this. And there's Tanner again. And then stepping up is Baptiste.
And that's just great linebacker play by Gayoran and this Black Tornado defense. Sometimes as a linebacker, you kind of play that safety position where you sit back and see what the offense does.
Let it come to you.
Exactly, and that's exactly what Gayoran did. And great patience, too, right? You feel as a defensive player maybe you need to apply more pressure when you're so close to the end zone.
And that can work because you've got Baptiste, the other linebacker, who's firing in there while Gayoran's like, okay, come to us, come to us.
Yep, and you funnel the ball carrier into the teeth of the defense. There's a great misdirection, and it's Jake Henricks who waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Grants Pass, first score of the night like that. Everybody went right, they handed off left, and there it is, making it 14-6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard.
Great response by Grants Pass. You're down 14-0. You've got to put points up on the board as we get into the second quarter. And you had your first offensive possession where you threw 3 passes, didn't get a first down. Your second offensive drive, you moved the football as the point after attempt is good.
Spencer Sloan on the miss.
That has been a sore spot for this Grants Pass offense. The kicking point after attempts has always been a little suspect. But overall, great response by GP. Their second offensive drive, they're moving the football, but they get that strip sack. But third offensive possession, You see here on the replay,
Fake
great
sweep, go the other way.
Beautiful
What a fake.
Yeah, beautiful misdirection. The entire defense goes one way. You hand the ball off. The guy running the other way, and it's Jake
And all of
Henricks
a sudden
who
you see
walks
about
in.
7 heads turn back going,
Right.
what?
You're like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, I was supposed to stay in that lane. So that leaves us with a 14-6 score. Deputy Soto along with Christopher Janish and Jonathan Kerman. You know, the doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls. They offer a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, general implants, dental, and much more care. For more information or to schedule a consultation, give them a call at 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781. They've got offices in Grants Pass, Medford, and Klamath Falls. And Dr. Clevenger used to play for Ashland High School. Pete Belcastro used to call his games. It's all related.
The man who is more myth than legend at this point. The not often seen Pete Belcastro.
He's the man behind the green curtain.
Certainly, pulling the levers.
And Henderson on the return. And that'll be 1st and 10 for the Black Tornado. They'll start off after 2 successful scoring drives. Brad with a touchdown. His 13th of the year. They'll start off at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. $9:14 to go here in the half. Stultz back, plenty of time, looking deep, nice ball.
That's a beautiful
Look at
pass.
that right there. Nolan Morris on the long streak.
Their own 27 down to about the Grants Pass 20.
Yep, nice play there. Nolan Morris, Chris, we've seen again and again. He's got that long stride, and when he gets going, there's like no stopping him.
52 yards on the reception.
Stultz now, Brad gets the handoff up the middle, gets a couple yards, couple more, works hard. Works hard for what he got. And that pass to Morris, boy, that was just pretty.
Oh, gorgeous pass to the receiver right in stride. Terrific effort by the tailback, Joel Valadez from Grants Pass. All-out effort, do or die. You make that dive, you hope you wrap him up or trip him up, or it's a score.
Now they line up Brad in the I formation behind Sandusky. Whistle blows. We got looks like we're gonna have a flag on the play here. Oh, timeout called by Grants Pass. Okay, so Grants Pass gonna call a timeout. As they do, we're gonna stop and take a look at that pass play there. As we do take a look at this, you can see comes back looking deep, plenty of time to throw.
Yeah.
And then there's Morris just in full stride right over the shoulder. Beautiful pass by Stultz. Mr. Stultz, the quarterback, and he's been quite the guy so far this season. Only 1 interception all season to go with all of his stuff. But Mr. Stultz, the senior quarterback, doing a great job. And the 1 interception he had against Sheldon last week was a ball tapped way up in the air.
Oh, and
somebody
nothing,
caught
right,
it.
Nothing you can do. Well, if Brennan Stoltz, the QB for North, if he's going to get that kind of pass protection, it's going to make things very difficult for this Grants Pass secondary. That is certainly
you could have
very
read
talented.
the Daily Courier back there.
Yeah. I mean, if Grants Pass is not able to bring pressure with just 4, well, it makes you wonder: do they bring 5? Do they bring 6?
Right.
You can't routinely bring 7. All decisions for Coach John Musser and this GP coaching staff.
Yeah, it's amazing the job that coaches have to do to adapt as you go. You come in with a game plan, but here's an end around. Jet Carpenter, watch this guy run. Look at those cuts.
Beautiful.
Jet Carpenter, touchdown, Black Tornado.
11 yards on the carry for Carpenter.
So here in the second period, after the kick here, we'll take a look at it. Love the instant replay that we have.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They're calling for, they need another lineman. There we go. Danny Cassette's out there. Hold being done on this time by Luke Pugliano. Here's the kick by Danny Cassette. It's up and it's good. 21-6 as we're moving along here.
Not a whole lot of things to nitpick if you're Grants Pass. I mean, you're getting beat in single coverage well down the field. Brendan Stoltz clearly, I mean, just based off of the numbers, is outplaying the Grants Pass quarterback, Chase Coyle.
And so here's a look at the little play there between Brendan Stoltz, and he hands it off right here. And watch Carpenter right up the middle, cut back the other way.
A couple of beautiful cuts.
He's big and he's strong. I can't wait to see him drive the lane in basketball.
Yeah, that's almost what it looks like he's doing a Euro step past the defender.
Exactly.
Avoiding the tackle.
You're absolutely right, Chris. And it's great to see these multi-sport athletes utilize the skills that they learn from these other sports and apply them under the lights of Friday night.
And what a place to apply them at Spiegelberg Stadium. I mean, can you imagine the battles? I mean, and I've been around for 15 years of them. But I mean, the battles that these two teams have played here at Spiegelberg Stadium, back when it was grass.
It's a lot of history, Demi. You
back
can
without
feel
face
it.
masks.
That's right. That's right.
I was up in Eugene cleaning my son's garage out, and we found a 1948 Black Tornado helmet that his grandfather left him.
Wow.
There's the little pooch kick, Chris. And see, last time they booted it out of the end zone. They got it at the 20. Do the pooch kick, they get it almost the 40.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision for Grants Pass. I mean, you showed the power of their kicker on display.
Right.
Put it halfway into the end zone. No chance for the defense to make a recovery, make a play on it on special teams. You go with the pooch kick. Grants Pass would take the ball on their own 36, 35-yard line every single time.
Sure.
Be very happy with that.
If I can just wave my hand and say, I'll take it at the 36.
Yep. Big offensive drive for Grants Pass here. You have to respond with a touchdown.
21-6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard here in the second with 8:18 to go.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for the quarterback, Coyle.
Here comes in motion. There's the snap. They run the end around. Here he comes.
And they'll do that with Joel Valadez trying to get, as there's a penalty flag. Whoa, that thing came out from way in the backfield. A terrific arm by the back line official. Maybe a former high school quarterback in his day. But getting back
Joe
to
Mattis?
Yeah.
Is that Joe Mattis, Chris?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's Joe Mattis. He used to call games for Table Rock Sports.
Terrific. I'm glad to see Joe still being involved in the high school athletic scene. Looks like the call going to go against Grants Pass. And I guess I'll interrupt my thought about Joel Valadez to bring up the more topical point. Grants Pass, in their most recent game where they faced off against Roseburg, they won 42-21.
Right.
There were 14 penalties called.
Wow.
In the third quarter.
Alone?
In the third quarter alone. There
Wow.
were 14 penalties. I think 2, maybe 3 went to Roseburg.
Were any of the referees' backs hurt from picking up flags?
I mean, it truly was at least once every other play.
Wow.
A penalty flag was coming in, and it was holding. It was offsides. It was, whatever, false start, whatever you want to call it. And that's been a sore spot for Grants Pass that we've seen calling their home games here on TableRockSports.net. Sometimes Grants Pass gets in their own way. And when you're facing off against a really tough opponent like North Medford, you can't do that. Terrific defensive play by Tanner Gayoran once again.
Just got his mitts up there in Coyle's pass lane and said, nope, not here.
A couple big tackles.
Yeah.
And during those different points in the drive. And then this time the tip pass by Gayoran brings up now 2nd and 15.
And it is for them, 2nd down, 15. Same formation here, single back, single receiver down here on this side.
I mean, sure, go with the same formation. You had a lot of guys open. Coyle going to take it himself and get hit.
Got hit hard there. Nice tackle being made there by the Black Tornado. And that is
Mystery Man, number 88.
Jersey swap. Not sure. Coming off the JV team.
He doesn't look like a JV player.
No, that doesn't. I was going to say, it must be some kind of a jersey swap.
might be Brendan Pollard, who normally wears number 87. He's a senior.
Right. Looks like that size.
We'll never know.
There's Coyle now.
Coyle with some protection.
Oh, a lot of room in front of him if he goes.
And he'll take it himself down the near sideline.
Get out of bounds.
He got hit at late, and they're gonna get North Medford on the late hit there.
Chance Costanzo getting called on that, and he basically just went out with his hands and held his shoulder pads.
He can't make contact with the ball carrier once they leave the field of play. Once they get out of bounds, any kind of contact, the officials are going to blow that whistle. They're going to throw that flag. We've seen now Chase Coyle tuck and run a number of times today.
By necessity.
Yes, most times by necessity. A couple designed runs.
Yeah.
But oftentimes the pocket collapses or there's nobody downfield, and Coyle just has to take it off himself. But, I mean, I talk about a big penalty, Demi. Grants Pass now coming across the 50-yard line down to the North Medford 40.
Could make a big difference on this drive here. Coyle out of the shotgun from the left hash mark. Hands off, first man through. Trying to find something. He's getting picked up, and he's getting thrown out of bounds by Harold Henderson.
Good tackle by Garrett Henderson. We've seen Jake Henricks rumble off a couple of big yards already, a 17-yard run, a 16-yard run. This one goes for a couple.
And let's see. They marked him no gain. 2nd and 10.
Wow.
I thought he got something out of it, too.
At least, yeah. I mean, with the spinning motion being tackled to the ground by Henderson, but officials obviously have a much better angle on the play than we do.
No. We're only 100 feet above it and 100 feet away. We have the drone cam view. Oh, nice pass to the inside there. Nolan Morris riding piggyback.
Pass completed to Joel Valadez. Gets a couple more on the play. If Juan Velasquez, who was the other receiver on the top of your screen on the far side of the field, if he does a better job of blocking and screening his defender, Joel Valadez is likely picking up a first down, maybe more. Instead, it's 3rd and about 6.
3rd and 6. Now
interesting play call, and Grants Pass going the wrong direction.
They try to get it back there to Caleb Martinez. That's not going anywhere. You know, it's Friday night. You know what that makes me think of? Being on the KTVL set for Friday Night Football and the Crispy Crunch chicken that they bring
That's
down.
right. Crispy Crunchy chicken presented by Colvin Oil.
That's
of course,
right.
You can't mention Friday Night Football on KTVL News 10 without mentioning the now departed.
Yes,
Brian
the
Schnee. The Schnee.
In Utah now.
That's right.
Him and Barley.
Doing bigger and better things.
The Schnee with Barley exploring Utah.
Yep, and his new fiancée, Melissa Cano.
That's right. Congratulations to him and Melissa. She's going to make an honest man out of him. I love Melissa. I worked with her for years.
That's a tall task.
Yeah.
Tall task. Melissa is terrific. When I first moved up to Southern Oregon, it was to take a job at ABC Newswatch 12, where both Brian and Melissa were working.
Yeah.
Melissa had took a job at ODF, Oregon Department of Forestry, a week after I had started. But in that week, Melissa picked up a Reese's Blizzard from DQ, exactly.
From the Q.
And she won my heart right then and there, and obviously over the course of a couple of years.
Worked with her when she was at ODF, and she gives the best hugs. She's a great hugger. She's just so sincere.
Yeah, very warm, very sincere person.
Ooh, just outside DeMorris there as he goes out of bounds in between a row of cheerleaders. That could be an ugly collision.
If you're North Medford, you have a chance to put your foot down in this football game.
Yeah.
You go up by 3 touchdowns.
Before the half.
Before the halftime, and that's putting Grants Pass in a very difficult position.
Well, I mean, for North Medford, they're looking at it like we've got to, because these guys can come right back on a dime.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There is certainly still the sense of urgency. North Medford, it doesn't seem like they feel like they're playing with house money right now. They're playing like this game is all tied at 6-6.
Sandusky, Brad in the backfield. Second man through, Brad with the carry. Follows blockers. Look at that. Breaking it open. Gets across midfield.
Yeah.
Down to about the 47. And that leg strength of his is just pumping.
Yeah. 14 yards on the carry for Brad, and you talked about it in the pregame show, Demi. We talked about it before the game, just how patient of a runner Brad is.
He has a combination look of like Barry Sanders, where he can just plant it, and as he plants it, he's accelerating, and then he's got the leg strength of Earl Campbell. I mean, I know I'm dating myself on all these.
That is high praise, though, Demi.
Yeah.
Very, very high praise.
Earl Campbell could just push 3-4 guys 3-4 yards.
Devin Brad will take it again, and you see more patient running, waiting for his block.
Shoving guys out of his way.
Strong, stiff arm. Finally gets pushed out of bounds by Joel Valadez, but not after another healthy pickup.
So they get the first down again, resets it.
Yeah, pickup of 11 on the play.
So the running game continues to be profitable for the Black Tornado. Again, Brad came into tonight at 803 yards, 12 touchdowns. He's got one tonight. And his longest run against Sheldon was 57 yards. That was a pretty one. Here's Stoltz now under center. Long count. Because it's a Sandusky. He's got that hole again. And nice job stepping up into the crease to make the tackle. Again, on that play, that time looked like Noah Martinez, number 5, Cody Emerald, coming back from that safety spot all the way up there to just kind of duck his head into the knees and take him down.
It's close to now or never for this Grants Pass defense. If they need to prove. They have to prove that they can stop North Medford when the Black Tornado have the football.
2nd and 3. So look at that cut back there. Jed Carpenter just kind of plowing it down.
You see on the far left of your screen, that was Jet Hood, who was trying to make a play in the backfield for Grants Pass. I've seen, those of you who follow Grants Pass football here on Table Rock Sports have seen Jet Hood make those kinds of plays on the defensive side of the football. That time just missed the tackle.
Carpenter made that cut right at the right second.
Right, and that's a difference from a loss of yards to now a pickup of 8.
Phoenix back up over Henley 21-14, and South Medford up over Roseburg 13-6. On our John L. Scott scoreboard, it's 21-6 North Medford. They've got the ball inside the red zone. Flag from the background. That's going to tell me delay of game. Joe Mattis coming in. Joe used to do color on games with me, and then he did games at Crater too. And then he went to the dark side to refereeing. Speaking of which, it's time for former high school athletes to get back in the game. You should consider becoming an OSA official. It's a lot of serious shortages statewide in all sports, all levels. Remember the people who called your games in high school? Well, now it's your turn. Visit newofficials.org to learn how you can get back in the game, just like Joe Mattis.
A penalty against North Medford, a personal foul, going to push them back outside of the red zone, and that's a way to get Grants Pass back into this football game. Give yourself a long down and distance.
And, Chris, that's one thing we've seen time and time again in the games, North Medford and those personal fouls.
Yeah, it's definitely been a problem for them.
A timeout called by the Black Tornado.
And the Black Tornado called timeout. We'll take one, too, as we take a look at the John L. Scott scoreboard. 21-6, North Medford with the lead and the ball. Let's see what's coming up. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us here on Table Rock Sports.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister.
Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with.
We welcome you back. And over there you see lingering out there in the end zone, that is the members and their family of the 1969 50th anniversary state championship Black Tornado team, back when it was just one school, Medford Black Tornado.
That's so great to have that history present here for this football game that means so much in the present.
Look at Baptiste. He's hungry.
It's a strong run by Baptiste. Number of North Medford ball carriers, Demi, today have displayed a lot of strength running the football.
On that 3rd down and 20, it's going to bring up 4th down now. And let's call it what's going to be 12.
Scoreboard saying 6.
Okay, they got more than I thought. All right, so 4th and 6, North Medford. Cassette's in there, which is telling me field goal.
And that's okay if you're North Medford. This is kind of a wash for both sides, right? If you're North, you get points on the board. If you're Grants Pass, well, you stop North from getting another touchdown, and you're still in this ballgame.
They're going for it, and North Medford is going to call a timeout. They want to make sure what they do here. So as we do, we'll take a break and tell you something that you guys need to know about some of the people that make this possible, because of them, you get to watch these games absolutely free. People like, we told you, Arby's and the associates for them. But how about Bill's Glass? You know, they're a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Bill's Glass has been an industry leader and a clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. They've covered the full spectrum of glass from any vehicle to any room in your house. They're locally owned, family-run. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
When you hear that crash, Demi,
think of Bill's Glass. I've actually had them
Glass.
replace my wife's front windshield one time, and they did a great job. Fans, thank you for watching high school sports coverage on Table Rock Sports. You know, it's made possible by people like the Lithia Superstore on Crater Lake Highway and General Manager Jason Lawrence. You can browse online at lithiasuperstore.com, then come in and work with their outstanding staff. Say hi and thanks Jason Lawrence to giving a chance. Our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore. Coming up at the end of the game, you can get your crunch on. You know that crispy, crunchy chicken. It's always available. We'll have the My Circle K post-game report coming up. You know, that's a great winning, thing right there. Find them, follow them, stick with them coming up.
And North going for it here.
Into the end zone. Oh, out of the reach. Costanzo just dove, gave it everything he had, and just couldn't quite get there.
Yep, Brandon Stoltz just a little too wide on that pass, led his receiver a little bit too much. North will turn it over on downs, but with just 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go in this first half, it's going to certainly not out of the realm of possibility and capability for this Grants Pass offense to march down the field, but it will make things difficult when North is expecting it.
Yeah, 2:33 is plenty of time. They do have timeouts left. North out of timeouts.
And if I'm North Medford playing two safeties deep and to the outsides, again, that's where Grants Pass loves to do their damages with their big, athletic, talented wide receivers on the edge, Devick Chang and Joel Valadez.
That's what they want to do right there. Here they go, dropping back, looking deep. There's a guy all by himself.
And
just
far.
overthrew him.
Intended for Devick Chang, but
Costanzo was there.
Yep, and there you see that's exactly the kind of matchup that Grants Pass wants. They want single coverage on the sidelines. You saw Chase Coyle. He looked to his right.
Yep.
Joel Valadez was in double coverage.
Yep.
So he looks left. Devick Chang was in single coverage. There was separation there. If Coyle makes that perfect
Baptiste
pass.
was out there, too, covering the other guy that
Right.
could have come over and helped.
Yes, but if Coyle makes that perfect pass, Devick Chang is taking it to the house.
There we go. Let's see, any other new score updates? 21-21, Henley and Phoenix, and here's now
quick pass right through the hands of Joel Valadez.
Darn. So that's going to be now third down.
Well, blink of an eye, we go from, Grants Pass certainly could march down the field here to Grants Pass better pick up a first down and not give the ball back to North Medford with some time on the clock.
Because they're still deep in their own territory, and, their punt's only going to get to midfield.
4 wide receivers for Grants Pass. Let's see where they
two
go.
Safety coverage, cover 2 going. Coyle keeps it. Just settle for the first down.
I don't know if he got it. He got close, but
he's close.
I think maybe just 8 on the play.
Yeah, he looks short.
4th and 2. Yep, just
Fourth
a pick
and
up
2
pick
it
up of
is.
8.
So it looks like they will punt it. That will send Batiste back. And Chris, you know how much Batiste likes running back punts.
Yeah.
This is something he'd be chomping at the bit right here. North Medford band and color guard getting ready to come out on the field for the halftime ceremony. They'll be honoring that team coming out on the field. Great guys.
Chase Coyle with 30 rushing yards in that first half.
Wow.
3rd leading rusher overall in this football game.
And looks like we got a timeout on the field. This time going to be taken by Grants Pass. We'll take a quick break too. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless.
Here's the punt. Back spin on it. And they're saying, clear, get out of the way, let the ball die. We'll take it right there. And the Black Tornado will take it right at the 40. Well, they're going to put it at the 44-yard line.
With 87 seconds showing on the clock. That was a good punt. That's a great punt for Grants Pass. It's not going to be easy for North Medford to pick up 50-plus yards in less than 90 seconds.
Right, and no timeouts.
And the best thing about that punt is that there wasn't a return on it.
Right.
The ball died. There wasn't someone picking it up and running with it.
Yeah, it had a backspin on it. Here's Stoltz now dropping back. Got a little swing out pass. Gets it out to Baptiste. He's got to get through a couple guys, and that ain't going to happen. Grants Pass right there to knock it down. He had one blocker out there in front of him.
But when
Peter
Osipovich is near the football, it usually spells trouble for the offensive ball carrier.
In relation to Maury?
Osipovich?
Maury Povich?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, okay, thanks. It's on your channel.
Fox 26.
That's
your
right.
best choice for television.
Stoltz looking to the outside. He's got a man. There it is. Costanzo has it, and he's going. Makes some extra yards out of nothing. Nice run after the catch by Chance Costanzo. He's got the first down and more.
That's a big pickup. That's exactly what North Medford needs.
North hustling to the line. They just down it. So okay, let's regroup here now. We'll take the loss. I hear Johnny Villagafa. You hear Villagafa, Chris?
Yeah.
I can hear him all the way over here, Coach Johnny, man. He's got a heart a mile wide.
18 yards on the reception.
Great run after the catch for Costanzo.
Yeah.
Here they line up. Stoltz looking deep. He's got a man down there. Going to be a fight for the ball.
That's terrific defense by Joel Valadez. I know the intended receiver,
Carpenter wanted a
Jet
flag.
Carpenter wants a flag, but when it's a 50-50 ball like that, you've got two guys that are just wrestling for it, and I think a great job by the officials to not prematurely throw a flag.
I know he knows what jump ball means.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about two talented players going for one football there, and you know, it's interesting if the roles are reversed, and we very well may see that later in the game where Joel Valadez is the intended receiver and Jet Carpenter is the defensive back on the play. But we saw Joel Valadez, he isn't thinking about trying to make a catch. He was all arm trying to knock the ball down.
Trips over the middle. There's Carpenter right there. Watch him. Oh, and he loses the ball, and Grants Pass has it.
They're going to say, was it a catch and a fumble? Yes. So a tackle,
it was a catch.
Yep.
And then a fumble.
And a fumble recovered by Joel Valadez for Grants Pass.
As we were just talking about that matchup, and Carpenter's like, dang it, did I really just do that?
So with just 25 seconds left, we will likely see Grants Pass just run the ball or take a knee and send us into halftime.
You never know.
That's what conventional wisdom would tell you, but
we're not at a convention.
No, we are not. This GP team loves to take shots downfield.
And the end-around sweep there.
The jet hood sweep will pick up about 5, and we'll see if Grants Pass decides to take a timeout to stop.
Stopping the clock.
They do take a timeout.
With 19 ticks on the old clock.
Well, you know, you can't take the timeouts into the locker room with you at halftime. Might as well use them. Give yourself a chance, especially when you're down by multiple touchdowns.
So they've got second down and about 4, we'll call it. South Medford up now 20-6 over Roseburg there in Roseburg. That game on Table Rock Sports. Henley and Phoenix tied at the half on their John L. Scott scoreboard. 21-21. And trying to see, one of our games is like spinning and spinning and spinning. Soccer, Grants Pass, South Medford, no score at the half.
It's a tight one.
Yeah. And Chris, you called a pretty exciting soccer game the other day.
Yeah, heartbreak for the Panthers. But a great back and forth game between them and the Black Tornado.
Here comes Coyle now, looking for something. He's got a man over the middle. And brought down there. Tackle being made on the outside by Colby Neron.
Pickup of 18 on the play. Pass completed to Devik Chang. And Chase Coyle, they'll spike the ball, so they got 9 seconds left. But that's, I think when you're this far away from the end zone, there's not a whole lot you can do. That catch made by Devik Chang was the first reception that went for positive yardage for Grants Pass that didn't go to a 1 Joel Valadez.
Wow.
In fact, Chase Coyle has only found Joel Valadez and Devik Chang on completions in this first half. Not something that is all that surprising, but when you look at the score and you look at the yardage, that is what is surprising. Coyle takes a hit, but look out, coming from behind there on the sack.
Sandusky.
Jaden Sandusky, and that'll take us to halftime.
As we go to the half on the John L. Scott scoreboard, it is halftime, and it is the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime. We'll have more about that coming up in just a minute. But we do thank you for being with us here on the John L. Scott scoreboard at the half. It is 21-6. We're going to observe our festivities here. I see the 1969 state championship team going to walk the length of the field. They've got players. They're going to have cheerleaders, and they're carrying the state championship trophy from 1969 that they are going to be presenting at the center of the field. So we'll go down to the field with announcer Greg Roberts. Jonathan's here. Who's doing it? Jonathan's here. Who's doing it?
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just a dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass.
How have you found Medford and how's the transition been?
The whole Medford community has been incredibly welcoming and supportive, and I've loved to see how this entire community rallies around our schools. I mean, it's just such good things happening for kids all over this community. It's good stuff.
What did you see about the district that presented opportunities you're interested in, challenges maybe that you'll face here in Medford?
Yeah, a lot of great things already happening for students here in this school district. I mean, some of the work around pathways is really incredible, and opportunities for kids to get involved early on to see, am I interested in a particular field or not, and learning that is really incredible here in the district. Yep. And then we have a great board of directors who is very interested in how do we ensure that our students are ready for whatever their next step is, and we talk about having every option open for them. And so that's important too, to have a board that understands that it's got to be always about the students. And then I've gotten to know a lot of the staff here in the district, and whether they're in the classroom or coaching, or they're at central office, or frankly in cafeterias or driving a bus, these are folks who are focused on the students. And so having that opportunity to work with these adults who are so interested in ensuring that our students are successful is just a joy. And so it has been part of my very fortunate career to be able to work in districts where that's been the case, and that's certainly the case here too. And so I was very interested in doing that in a little bit different locale here in Southern Oregon, which has been a joy as well.
Excellent. Heard great things about your visits to Kids Unlimited and Logos to charter schools.
Sure.
School is a little different as we go forward. Meeting the needs of kids, so that's a neat opportunity within the district, a new opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. So this idea of options for kids is something that is very exciting to me. We know that as adults, we like having options whenever we make choices about a variety of things, and the same should be true for our parents and for our students as well. Within a system, having opportunities for students to explore a variety of things, whether, to your point, whether it is in a different environment, a particular different school, or whether it is within our traditional schools, having options for kids is always a good thing. And frankly, it leads to a more quality education, because then the student's able to get in and experiment with some things. And it's not just finding things they love. That's exciting, of course. Yep. But equally exciting is when kids get into something and realize, I hate this. You know, I mean, how much better to discover that when you're 16?
They call that math. Right?
No. How much better to discover that you think you want to be a vet, and instead of figuring out at 26, after you've invested in all the schooling, that I don't really like this. How much better when you're 16 to say, this is gross, I don't want to deal with this. I mean, no offense to vet folks, I appreciate those guys, but again, we want to make sure that there are options for kids in a variety of places, not just high school either. Yeah. One of the things we talk about, I love the staff here in the Medford School District, talking to some elementary teachers recently, this idea of making sure that students are building relationships with each other in our classrooms is so important, because we're a relationship business. I mean, that's what we're all about. And so part of our work with social emotional learning and ensuring that our kids are knowing how to get along with each other, and part.
Well, somehow all of that meant something. I'm not sure what it was, but it meant something.
I think it meant we're ready to play football.
Yeah, we're ready for the second half. So you hear Grants Pass down below is cheering, and you hear North Medford across the field. What do you got on the abacus over there?
Well, Demi, if you had told me before the game that one team was going to have more than 100 yards receiving,
right,
or over 100 yards through the air, I would have told you it was Grants Pass. It's actually North Medford. Brennan Stoltz.
Is that on like 2 passes?
106 yards through the air on 3 completions, one to a different receiver each time.
Right.
You found Jet Carpenter for 36 yards.
And then Costanzo.
Found Costanzo late, found Nolan Morris in the middle of that, and then Chase Costanzo late in the second quarter. 36 yards, 52 yards, and 18 yards respectively for Carpenter, Morris, and Costanzo. If you had told me that the 2 leading receivers in this game were coming from the North Medford side, I'd call you crazy. But that's where we are at right now. If I were to tell you the leading rusher in this game was not Devin Brad, I would, at the halftime, I'd call you crazy.
Who is it?
It's Grants Pass's Jake Henricks.
Wow.
He has 63 yards. Devin Brad with 53. Both players rushing, obviously, very effectively in the first half. But you see the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. North Medford with a 21-6 lead. North Medford has come up with the big plays on defense, on special teams. They've done
Great play by the line.
And terrific play by both the offensive and defensive lines for North Medford. They are winning that battle, and in football, that's what it all comes down to, Demi, is that battle on the line of scrimmage.
Speaking of which, we want to feature a couple guys. This guy right here, Parker Landon, one of the senior linemen. He's offensive, defensive lineman. These graphics, by the way, made by Taven Passy in Mike Mabin's video production class at North Medford High School, showing our partnership with the school district, featuring the work of students. These are some great hot videos that he made.
A class I wish I had offered to me when I was in high school.
Yeah, right. Nice. But thank you, Taven Passy, for some great videos in Mike Mabin's class. Give the kid an A, will you? Mike Mabin, now softball coach at SOU. Back used to be softball coach at North Medford. Spent many times in the dugout with him.
Yes.
Okay, Danny Cassette doing the honors, kicking off.
North will receive, and Grants Pass will kick away. If you're Grants Pass, yeah, there's obviously a full half of football left to play, but you have to put points up on the board. You have to come up with stops, and this opening drive is
big.
where you set the tone for the rest of this game.
It's huge. They need something on this drive, a field goal, a touchdown, something. They don't need to go 3 and out.
Yes. Oh yeah. If they go 3 and out, or if they fail to score, it's not looking good for Grants Pass.
12 minutes on the clock here. As we look around the board, it still says 13-6 North Medford over Roseburg. That one at the half. 21-21 Phoenix and Henley. That one at the half. Grants Pass South Medford Soccer tied at 0. That one in the second.
And we'll see Chase Coyle, who's the second leading rusher for Grants Pass, take it himself, picks up a couple of yards there.
And he does, and actively on the stop there that time was Devin Blankenship.
Sometimes we've seen Coyle run by design, sometimes out of necessity. I think that may have been an option, but however you slice it, not an effective play for Grants Pass.
Again, Costanzo on the single coverage down here against Devick.
Actually, that's going to go as a sack because they're going to mark Coyle behind the line of scrimmage, but now they get their star wide receiver, Joel Valadez, out in the flat, out in some space, picks up a few yards on the play.
A little slow getting up there.
Looks like he's okay.
Yeah.
The Grants Pass, they like to do that. You'll see the Caveman offense do one of two things. They're either going to pass out in the flat, make sure they get the ball in the hands of either Joel Valadez or Devick Chang, their 2 stud wide receivers, or they look for those 2 players down the field on the sidelines in single coverage.
Get the ball to your players and let them make something happen.
Jet Hood, another one of those guys in the jet sweep. They hand it off instead to Henricks, and he gets wrapped up in the backfield. First man there on the play for North Medford, I believe. Might have been Brett Rucker. Correction, no, that was Devin Blankenship there on the stop.
Again, Devin Blankenship, number 45, in there now as well. On the line as well in there too, Nathan Prince. Sandusky in there in a standing nose guard position. Here's the punt.
We talked about you don't want a 3 and out if you're Grants Pass, and that's exactly what happened.
And nice little roll here. Going to roll down to about the 40. And It'll stop there, so North Medford will take over 1st and 10 as we are in the third period here.
And so we mentioned in the beginning of the second half, Demi, that Grants Pass has to score here. Well, it's a 3-and-out. They punt the ball away. If you're North Medford, you have a chance to
put the pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal, put your foot down, take Grants Pass out of this football game.
Mentally and physically.
Truly, and yes.
Because a touchdown right here can make it a 28-6 score.
With how prolific the running game is for North Medford, you like their chances.
Baptiste trying to get around the outside, gets across the 40 to maybe the 41. That's going to be a pickup of about, let's call it 3. 2nd down and 7, it's going to be.
And this is a big drive for the Grants Pass defense. I mean, a big drive for both teams. You know, the score obviously isn't too close, but you're right in this range of it being, it teetering on, is it a blowout or is it a competitive game that...
Oh, it's competitive.
That we're going to see. Well, it is right now, but we're teetering on that. If North Medford can score a touchdown here, much different complexion on the ball game than if Grants Pass is able to put up a stop at some point on this North Medford drive, get the ball back in the hands of their prolific offense.
I give it to Brad. He's looking for a place to go, and the only place he's going to go is into the loving, caring hugs of Grants Pass.
Yeah, Jake Henricks there on the stop. He's fired up, along with his teammate J.J. Watts. They're on the sack, or on the tackle for loss.
Yeah, he's and Lincoln Kasaya in there too. I mean, he's a big kid.
There's talent on this Grants Pass front line.
Yeah.
North Medford's done a good job of holding them off and not allowing contact in the backfield too. I mean, that's the other thing that we haven't seen much at all is Grants Pass getting pressure in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage. They're tackling the running backs, the ball carriers, 5, 10, 15 yards down the field.
Yeah. So now North Medford. Oh, whistles flying all over the place. Back judge Joe Mattis saying delay of game.
That's a big break for Grants Pass. Get a free 5 yards pushed back.
Yeah, it's going to make it like now 3rd and, let's see, about 14.
Yep. Big opportunity for Grants Pass here. You hold North Medford here on 3rd and 11. You're right back in this ball game.
Gets it out there. Nicely done. Chance Costanzo. What a grab on the run. Gets the first down and more down to the 40-yard line.
A terrific throw by Brennan Stoltz as well.
You know, just a quick release. I mean, Stoltz just showing some good patience. You take a look here on the replay, and you can see he just rolls to his left, hurls it out there. Costanzo on the run, pulls it in, has the first down and more. Nicely done, Black Tornado.
That's the first time tonight that Brendan Stoltz has hit a wide receiver that he has completed a pass to prior in this game.
Yeah. He took a chance.
Thanks.
Jet Carpenter got a block, got a cut, got another cut, going back the other way, runs into his own man, says, get out of my way.
Boy, if he doesn't run into his own lineman there, Jet Carpenter's got some daylight, as is still a healthy gain, and I think a fresh set of downs coming up for North Medford as well.
Now, can his offensive lineman be credited with the tackle?
It was pretty close. Yeah, you might as well have. What? It's 15 yards.
Well, that's the thing about Carpenter is like he's so shifty. I mean, before the lineman's like, oh, he's out there, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's cutting back right into you.
Right into you. Yep. And we've seen that kind of running from all of the tailbacks. For
Park and Landon says, what are you doing?
Yeah. That's running north to south, not east to west.
That's right. There's rewards for getting in that brightly colored rectangle at the end of the field.
I believe it's 6 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It is. A couple yards on the carry for Devin Brad.
Brad continues to add to his totals. He came into tonight starting at 803 yards on the season, one of the top rushers in the state. Started with 12 touchdowns on the season, got one tonight. So he's up to 13. 2 touchdowns tonight, so he's up to 14. Nice to keep it an even number. What's after a baker's dozen? You got a dozen, then a baker's dozen. What's 14?
Chef's Yeah.
Costanzo on the outside. Nice little catch, trying to make some yards after the catch. Gets slapped out of bounds, but pops right back up. Good grab there for the kid. Going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah. And no matter who the ball carrier is for North Medford, Demi, whether it's a designed run or a completed pass, the Black Tornado are fighting for those extra yards.
Yeah.
They're not going down easily.
Yeah, they're not just making the catch and going down. You see Costanzo. You saw, Carpenter, the same thing. You saw Morris when he made his catch.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Devin Brad, a very strong runner as well. And
Stoltz in trouble.
Yeah, busted play for North Medford, and Stoltz got busted that
Busted
time.
in the chin that time.
Ooh.
Nicely done coming up there that time to make the tackle, Dante Haven.
Yeah, big hit by Haven for Grants Pass. You're in the red zone for North Medford. An opportunity, both sides. Right, Demi? We talked about it coming at the end of the first half, and now here we are, in the final few minutes of the third quarter. Big play here, big offensive, big drive for both clubs, for both sides here.
Pitch out to Brad. He's got a cuts back inside. There he goes toward looking for the goal line. Can he beat the man to the goal? Devin Brad, touchdown, Black Tornado.
There we go, 10 yards on the carry, his third touchdown tonight. Patient.
You saw that. He waits, and then he accelerates, and then he's gone.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, well, I know, Coach, you designed this play for me to run to the left, but I'm taking it right.
But it's like there's all this empty space out here.
I'm going to take it where the people aren't.
Yeah.
Well, that is the big score for North Medford, who now are solidly in control of this football game. And Grants Pass reeling. Going to have to make some very quick adjustments if they want to come up with their first road victory of the 2019-20 school year.
Danny Cassette gets the extra point as we take a look at the replay. Here it comes out. You see the handoff to Brad. He started to go left. Decides, I'm going to go back this way. Now let's just cut this way.
Too many white jerseys. Yeah,
let's go over here. There's nobody over here.
Like, I can beat one man to the edge. That's no problem.
It's like, come on, dude. Let's race to the flag. And he had it for the touchdown. North Medford ranked currently number 12 in the OSAA Power Rankings. They'd like to continue to climb, but good job there by the Black Tornado.
Yeah. I mean, and for North, you're coming off a really tough loss.
Yeah, it was.
Up at Sheldon, 28-27. You're here at home. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night. You've got the state champions,
69
from
state
1969 in the house. There's a lot on the line. And on
See,
top
now
of that,
I can pull one of you guys' millennial little lines like, yeah, I was 8 years old at the time. You guys are always like, oh, I do that. That reference is beyond my time.
I was about 8 years old when Walkmans were invented.
All right, Danny Cassette in to do the honors, making the kick. Going to go deep again, this time right into the goal line. They'll stop it right there. Look at, there's the ball at the 20. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 5:08 in the third to go here. Deputy Soto along with Mr. Jonathan Kerman joining us from the Grants Pass call. Christopher Janish on this call. We got soccer for you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Sheldon and North Medford at Hofbauer Field. And we'll see what's happening there. No score in the soccer game up north. South Medford Grants Pass boys. But that is all coming your way. Hey, be sure to join up with Table Rock Sports and the NFHS Network for all the fall playoffs. Yeah, you heard me right, fall playoffs. There's 3 regular season games coming up.
Fall playoffs, Demi. The school year started last week, didn't it?
Yeah, it's still
like
summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
We haven't had any fires.
Hey, no kidding. Knock on wood, but today was a gorgeous
it was
day.
beautiful.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Cavemen from the 20-yard line. Sandusky in there at linebacker. Flags everywhere.
And it's that third quarter, as there's going to be a penalty called against Grants Pass. That third quarter last week, Grants Pass facing off against Roseburg. 14 penalties in that third quarter alone last week.
How many yards is that?
It's depending on the type of penalty. You had holding penalties, you had personal.
Okay.
You had holdings, you had offsides, you had false starts, you had blocks in the back, personal fouls, this, that, and the other. It was sloppy play by both teams, but Grants Pass didn't do themselves any favors. There's Joel Valadez in single coverage, breaks one tackle, breaks another. And
almost got away.
Again, yeah, boy, North Medford is fortunate that Joel Valadez is having difficulty.
Brad Reed fortunate to make that last stop
feet.
there, yeah, because Valadez was clearly one step away from going the distance. So reset the downs.
31 yards on the reception for Joel Valadez. Nearly doubling his total receiving yards on that one drive. He gets the ball right back.
Tricky.
Across the 50, down past the 40.
He's shifty.
He's a very, very talented receiver for this Grants Pass offense, and no surprise that they're going to feature him down big in this second half.
Yeah, you got to look down to the left there. You see in the secondary, they're kind of mixed up there what they're doing.
This time they hand the ball off to Hendricks, who continues his excellent day. Picks up about 5 on the play. And approaching 4.5 minutes in this third quarter. It is just about do or die, now or never, for the Grants Pass offense.
It is.
Don't want to be down multiple touchdowns, more than 2, heading into the fourth and final quarter.
Call it 2nd and 5 now for the Cavemen here in the third. Approaching the 4-minute mark. Coyle gets his man to the outside. Nice little cut.
And Hendricks gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
Morris kind of hangs on to the shoulder pads and brings him down from the upper half of the body.
Yeah, they'll say he got 1 yard on the play, so 3rd down and 4. It's manageable. A lot of options for Coach John Musser in this Grants Pass offense. But they're going to have to convert here on this 3rd down and 4.
See what they've got coming up here. Well, in case you're wondering, it's in the second quarter. The Ducks lead 17-3 over Colorado, who's 3-2 on the year. Coyle's going to keep it, nowhere to go, and he's going to be brought down right there hard.
Yep, Jaden Sandusky on the tackle. I think, that'll be a sack as Coyle lost yardage on the play, and there is
he's down.
Injured player. Is that Chase Coyle?
No, he's up. There's a player down.
There's a Grants Pass player down on the field.
Well, while they take a look at him, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this here on Table Rock Sports. Stay with us. The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, personal, and compassionate care for their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice the full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781. And he still appears to be down, being tended to there by the trainers. We'll give him his space. We'll be back right after this.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership,
Well, it's Chase Coyle being helped off the field, holding his arm. Backup quarterback in the game now, number 15.
Hunter Gonzalez, the junior for Grants Pass, getting a start, or getting a chance here under the Friday Night Lights.
Nice move there. Nice
there
throw.
Go. He gets it to Jet Hood, and that's a big 4th down conversion, Demi. That was 4th and 4.
I'll tell you, that would be the clutch play of the game right there. I mean, you come off the bench, you come in, you get a 4th down conversion to 1st down on a pass. Way to go, kid.
Pickup of about 8 on the reception. Jet Hood.
Hands off up the middle, some room there. Baptiste in on the stop. Going to take a couple guys to get him down, though. Going to get the ball in there that time to Martinez.
And what a play call, though, for Coach John Musser. Your starting quarterback gets injured. You bring in the backup on 4th and 4, and you have him rolling out in open space. Delivers an accurate pass on the run.
Right.
Picks up that first down and
Keeps the team moving and gets you inside the red zone.
Keeps Grants Pass truly in this game.
Yeah. So it is going to be, we'll call it 2nd down and about 5. Reset the clock back, 2:34.
Well, if you are Grants Pass, you have Hunter Gonzalez. He's a junior. Obviously has a lot of reps with the first team. You practice for these kinds of moments. This is why you have a backup quarterback, and he should be ready to come in at a moment's notice. We saw Gonzalez convert on 4th down. Now he's got 2nd and 4 inside the red zone for GP. Let's see how he responds.
Out of the shotgun, looking back, looking into the corner, throws it down there.
Way too far.
It's almost out in the street. Update here from Roseburg. South Medford now up 27-6 in the 3rd over Roseburg. Big move there for the Panthers. It's Phoenix 27-21 over Henley. No score in the soccer game up in Grants Pass. Grants Pass and South Medford 0-0 on the boys' soccer game there.
And a penalty called against the North Medford defense is going to give 1st and goal to Grants Pass, I believe inside the 10, down at the 6.
Just what the doctor ordered for Grants Pass. They could use that right here, right now. Puts him down now at the 6-yard line. Out of the shotgun. 2 receivers out on top. Comes back in with the trap. In on the tackle, Cole Zoller.
Not a fan of that play call. If that was run to design, too much time to get the ball from the quarterback into the running back, Jake Henrich's hands. And by the time Henrichs had the ball, the defense of North Medford had already collapsed the line of scrimmage and was...
Cole Zoller was all over it, the 2020 outside linebacker wide receiver coming in there making the big play. Mr. Zoller, again, the graphics thanks to Taven Passy from Mr. Maven's class. Thank you very much.
It's a 2nd and goal from the 6. They get it off to Spencer Sloan. That's
Wow.
a tough run. Will the pile get him into the end zone?
I think it did. Let's see. We're seeing the ref coming in, the line judge. No, they're saying he's just short.
There we go. The near sideline official gives the touchdown signal.
So it is. Touchdown, Caveman.
Spencer Sloan.
Boy,
Tough
he pushed
run.
the pile.
Him and about 6 or 7 of his buddies.
But he did a good job himself getting through a couple players. Like he squirmed to the left, went to the right, came back, ran up against that line. Then everybody said, okay, let's get in on it.
He gave himself a chance, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get down to that 1 yard line, the half-yard line, and then all of a sudden it's all hands on deck, and it turns into a pushing war, a shoving match. And that time Grants Pass able to come out on top. Still a lot of work for Grants Pass to do, however.
Yeah.
Down by multiple touchdowns with just 96 seconds to go in this
They're going to try to get
half.
the 2-pointer here to get back to 14.
I'd be interested to see if they go in the air or just hand it off to Henrichs.
Going to throw it. Complete.
There you go.
2-point conversion, and we're back to a 28-14 game. Whistles, flags. What do we got?
Dante Haven was there on the reception for Grants Pass, but will this
Says
be
the
called
point
back?
after is good, and it's a
And a
personal
personal
foul. Roughing the passer.
Wow, against North.
Against North Medford. That will be assessed after on the kickoff. And so Grants Pass did what they had to do. They came down, they scored, they got right into it. So as we get ready for this now, take that flag off of there, and you'll see here in the 3rd with 1:36 to go, 28-14, a 2-score game now. And the new quarterback comes right in and says, oh, this is what you want me to do? Okay.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this break.
No kidding. No kidding. Hunter Gonzalez, I mean, he looks He looks very comfortable out there playing with the varsity squad, and that's a testament to both Gonzalez and the coaching staff preparing the backup, saying, yes, you are the second string, but exactly, next man up. Injuries happen like that in an instant at the worst possible times, and how about that? Hunter Gonzalez taking over the reins on this last drive, leading Grants Pass into the end zone, and we will find a way. We'll see if Grants Pass can find a way to come back into this ball game and make it competitive in the fourth and final quarter.
And now's an important time for North Medford. It's like, okay, you've been up by a bunch and you kind of fell back on your laurels and it bit you in the butt. Now, like, what are you going to do? Mr. Brad, solo man back to receive the kick.
If you are Grants Pass, though, you have to play near perfect football the rest of the way for this last 13 and a half minutes.
Yes.
If you allow North Medford to score a touchdown, this game is pretty much over.
That one's going to be going back. Mr. Brad will have a return. He gets it at the 2, cuts back. He's got a lane, got another lane, cuts back again, and all of that gets him out to the 20-yard line. So he will start right there at the 21st and 10.
Nice special teams tackle by Cole Nicholas, the junior for Grants Pass.
So North Medford will start 1st and 10. Coming back out again is Mr. Stoltz.
Just about 90 seconds to go in this third quarter. We'll see if North goes the conventional route. I know you mentioned, Demi, we're not at a convention, but conventional wisdom would tell you run the football. And, of course, they're going to pass it. They've got a man downfield.
Look at this. Grafton wide open on the fingertips.
Grafton
makes a cut on, keeps on going. Devin Grafton all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Going to be marked down at about the 14, I think. No, they're going to give him down to the 12. Devin Grafton, what a catch there. I'll tell you what.
68 yards for Devin Grafton.
That was a beauty. We'll take a look at it as you can see as they get started. It's just a fly pattern, and here he goes. Starting it off, there it is. Big long pass. There's Grafton wide open. He goes down.
And Joel Valadez, who made the tackle there to save the touchdown, Devin Grafton was not his man.
Right.
Grafton was supposed to be picked up by the linebacker, but the linebacker for Grants Pass stayed inside as
there's a flag.
Brad comes in, but yes, there is a flag on the play.
We'll score a touchdown, but I have a feeling it's coming back.
And I agree with you. But so the speed on display for Joel Valadez, right? You see, there's a receiver 5-10 yards who just made a reception. Nobody in front of him. Let me go track him down and save a touchdown from being scored.
It's like, I think I can catch him. Hold on, Coach.
Yeah, hold on, I can get him.
So on the penalty, he's going to bring it back.
And that is a potential rally killer for North Medford. I mean, you've got that big play, and then right on its heels, you get into the end zone, and actually, no, it's a penalty. They're pushing you back an extra 10 yards. It's 1st and 20 from outside the red zone now.
Now they're outside the Red Robin red zone. It's like they're way out here.
Sponsored by BG Gould.
That's right, BG Gould Incorporated. Got a feeling he and I will be dining there after the game tonight.
You know his last check bounced?
Stoltz back, looking to his left. He's got 3 receivers over the middle, and it's picked off in the end zone.
Yeah, that was trouble from the very beginning. There were 3 white jerseys in the end zone, only 2 black jerseys. Brendan Stoltz trying to force the issue, and it gets picked off. An interception for Jet Hood.
Jet Hood.
Former Black Tornado, making his presence felt.
Yeah, definitely making his presence felt there. That was just a pass maybe that should not have been thrown. It was too crowded, like you said.
And you talk about the rally killer, right? I mean, it all comes back to that penalty.
Yeah.
That play isn't called and that throw isn't made.
The touchdown scored.
Right, and the touchdown would have been scored by Devin Brad, but instead, no points on the board for North Medford. Grants Pass gets it back with 49 seconds remaining in this third quarter, down by only 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
This is a much different game. With the ball. This is a much different game, Demi, than it was at the beginning of this third quarter. And you see the confidence for Grants Pass. They're going down with the run game again. That time was
Martinez, wasn't it?
I believe Spencer Sloan there on the carry. He's usually the guy if it's not Jake Henricks. And yes, that is Spencer Sloan in the backfield, along with the backup quarterback, Hunter Gonzalez.
Oh, look at that hole.
And and Demi, this is a terrific run by Spencer Sloan.
Man.
I don't know if it's the play calling or what, but it seems like when Spencer Sloan is in the backfield, he gets these wide open lanes where he's got 5 or 6 feet on either side of him where nobody's around.
Yeah.
It seems like Jake Hendricks is more of an in-between the tackles and more of a tough runner.
Defense better be ready because here comes Grant's pass. There he goes again, scooping. Oh.
And fortunately for North Medford, they do trip up Spencer Sloan.
Well, that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter as we take a look at the John L. Scott scoreboard. 28-14, but Grants Pass has the ball. They've got some momentum.
Yeah, they're rolling right now.
And they are working hard, so stay around because it could be changing. End of the third here on the John L. Scott scoreboard. North Medford leads at 28-14. We're back after this. Stay with us.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com.
Back to live action now. Here comes that run again. This time stopped right in the middle of it. Tanner in there just wrapping him up.
Some extracurricular activity happening after the play was whistled dead. But nope, laundry on the field.
Yeah, players kind of said their due and walked back away.
Here we are, the beginning of the fourth quarter, 3rd down and 3 for Grants Pass on the North Medford 41. They get it to Sloan again. He has been the money man in this second half, and there's the horse collar tackle to bring Sloan down. You see the laundry come out.
Yep.
More yards for Grants Pass. You can sense the momentum shifting.
A little bit. The intensity for the Black Tornado kind of down a little bit. Let's see what this does here.
Spencer Sloan running hard. He will check out of the game and be replaced by Jake Hendricks. And the penalty flag is going to go against Grants Pass.
Okay.
If we miss a penalty on Grants Pass, that's fine, but it was a pretty blatant horse collar tackle at the end of that run.
Unless that's not what they called.
No, it's not. No.
So that's going to bring up now 3rd down, and let's call it 11.
What's the line on this game?
Yeah, you're asking Demi the Greek, right?
That's a huge swing.
Yeah.
You're talking about 1st down and a lot more approaching the red zone. Now 3rd and 11 for Grants Pass with the backup quarterback, Hunter Gonzalez, in after Chase Coyle got injured.
He's doing a great job.
Oh, absolutely. No, he's been great, and he's going to get a chance here. And quick dump pass off to Jake Hendricks. The ball comes loose.
Tornado have it.
Yep, Grants Pass turned the ball over in the worst possible time. Or did they?
Let's see. What are they calling it? Nope, they're saying 4th down. Incomplete pass.
Okay.
Very fortunate for Grants Pass. Home crowd just got the sniff of that. They didn't like it.
Are you sure they're not just excited for Halloween?
What?
So now it's 4th down and 11. They called it an incomplete pass.
Right. Well, Grants Pass will get another shot at this.
They're going for it.
Hunter Gonzalez in the shotgun, rolling to his left.
He's got the catch over the middle.
Devik Chang there on the reception. That's a huge play for the Cavemen.
Tell you what, that keeps the drive alive, keeps the chains rolling.
14 yards in the reception for Chang.
Down to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 Cavemen. It's a 2-score game at this point. Hands off up the middle. Some big running there. Nice tackle being made on the inside there. That time coming up is Cole Zoller.
Hendricks picks up a couple more. But we're seeing the gaps starting to open and starting to widen.
Lanes
the
are there.
creases, absolutely. And I mean, really there for Grants Pass. Both Spencer Sloan and Jake Hendricks, especially in this fourth quarter, Demi, are running untouched 3, 4, 5, 6 yards down the field.
Before they even start trying to wrap them
Right,
up.
and that is indicative of what we saw of North Medford when they had the ball in the first half.
There's a pass
The
down the
double,
sidelines.
and so that's an example of, I think, what I'm seeing is an inexperienced quarterback there. You have a design play where your outside receiver has the double move, and okay, he's going to, you have your internal clock. He can make 30 yards in the 3-4 seconds.
Right.
However, Devick Chang made contact with the defensive back for North Medford. I believe that was Chance Costanzo.
Yeah, on a bump and run there.
And that bump is what broke up that timing. And if you're the quarterback, Gonzalez, he'll hand the ball off to Hendricks. You have to recognize that, right? You know, this isn't practice.
Yeah.
You're not running, you're playing in a real game, and those bumps and those things are going to happen. And despite the contact, Demi, Devick Chang was open.
Yeah, he was.
If Gonzalez makes that throw, just brings it back 3 yards. We've seen on Table Rock Sports, when we're calling Grants Pass home games, we've seen Devick Chang miraculously, somehow reach those long arms out and make those plays.
Made a miracle here on 4th down as he's rolling out to his left. He's got the first down, I think.
Boy, he could have
had. Yes, he does.
Could have had a lot more. Cody Amaral was open over the top behind the defense, but a strong run for Hunter Gonzalez, and that's a big first down pickup after a run of about 7.
Student section over there going crazy, saying, "Get a stop, will you?" Oh, no, sorry, that's the coaching staff.
I think everyone wearing red and black or pink right now is thinking, get a stop.
Clock continues to run. Just under 8:45 to go here in the game.
Jet Hood sweep, good blocking downfield.
And he gets run out of bounds after a gain of a couple. Going to bring up 2nd down now.
Getting out of bounds, it's exactly what you're looking for. If you're Grants Pass, you've got to extend this game with just over 8.5 minutes remaining.
8:33 to go in the game, down 2 scores, but they've got the ball inside the red zone on the left hash mark. 2 receivers out here on top.
And on 2nd and 5 here, Demi, don't be surprised if Grants Pass takes a shot in the end zone here.
Right here, Valadez out here on the outside. Get the pass out there, little slip, little run. Boy, I'll tell you, he's got some movements.
Yeah, Spencer Sloan, he's the second running back on the depth chart, but you see him run, and he does not look like a second-string running back. Picks up the first down for Grants Pass.
1st and 10. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from about the 11, maybe the 12. And Sloan this time gets hit in the backfield.
He tried to spin out of that, and it spun him to the ground. Good effort, though.
We've talked a lot in this late in the first half and really all in the second half how important each drive is for both teams. They only get more important as this game winds down.
Yeah. Here's a high snap. Looks to his left. Man over the middle. He's got him in the end zone. They're not going to flag that.
And they do.
Oh. The receiver ran into the defender.
Jet Hood running into Josh Baptiste. I'm sure those two have faced off a couple of times in practice back when they were both wearing the black and red. And like in the first half, Demi, if the receiver doesn't fall down, there's probably no penalty flag.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching. I'm thinking, okay, that might be offensive interference.
Sure.
He ran into the defender, but if they're calling it against North Medford, it'll be marked off and be an automatic first down.
I mean, that's right as the pass is being thrown. The ball didn't really land in the area of the quote unquote foul, but Grants Pass, they'll take it. 1st and goal. About the 7-yard line.
There's that tricky runner again. Spinning, getting his way inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 3.
Yep, Spencer Sloan once again.
2nd down and goal. Clock continues to run. Under 8 to go.
Oh, the way the second half has gone, if you're North Medford, you have to prevent Grants Pass from scoring a touchdown here. You cannot let the Cavemen
crawl back into
this. Feel like they're in this game.
They're crawling back here. As long as they keep running it there with Spencer Sloan.
Keep an eye on the left side of your screen. Devick Chang in single coverage. Nope, they'll give it to Sloan, and he's got room
in for
into the end zone.
touchdown. Touchdown, Grants Pass Cavemen, making this an awfully interesting game right now, 28-20.
A stunned North Medford sideline. And how about Grants Pass? You lose your starting QB. The backup, Hunter Gonzalez, comes in and is not missing a beat.
At all. I mean, he's played beautifully.
He's made the passes out in the flat. He's taken shots downfield. He's handed the ball off when he needed to. And now Grants Pass.
Point after is good.
7 points away from tying this game. Incredible.
Let's take a look at that run again. Here we go. Handoff, basically right up the middle. He cuts back inside. Look at that hole. Right into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Grants Pass. On a 2nd and goal, Grants Pass making it interesting. Cuts it from 28 to 28-21.
Now with North Medford still in the lead, this plays to the Black Tornadoes' strength, which is their run game, Demi. And you want to run the ball here. You've got 7 minutes remaining in this final frame. You know, that's a very long drive.
Yeah.
But if you're North Medford, just moving the football helps you out, right? The clock is on your side.
Yeah, just keep the ball moving, keep the chain.
Exactly.
Move the chains once, move the chains twice, and you're done.
And I mean, if you can get the ball to the 30 or the 40 of Grants Pass, even if you don't score and you punt it away, you pin Grants Pass deep in their own end zone with just a few minutes left. Well, you're setting yourself up for success.
Got of course, Baptiste and Henderson back there with Brad.
Of course, North has to do that first.
Any chance of a onside or pooch kick here?
If you're Grants Pass, I don't think so, because you cannot risk giving up an easy
they get
score.
It to Baptiste on it. He's got a little bit of a lane. He gets out across the 30-yard line to about the 32. And that's where North Medford will take over 1st and 10.
And here we go, Demi. You know, the game not resting on this drive, but pretty close with the way that Grants Pass has handled North Medford in the second half. We talk about a tale of two halves.
Right.
North dominant in the first half, and it's been
Grants Pass in the second.
And all Grants Pass here.
North needs a drive like they opened in the early going to this game, where they just kind of run a nice down the field, take half the clock of the quarter.
Where they take 6 minutes off the clock. They love that.
There's Brad going nowhere. Nicely done. Good play there coming out. Pollard.
Yep, Jake Henricks, the tailback, also making a stop on the defensive end for Grants Pass. Right, and so now this kind of game script, the way that the game has gone, Grants Pass is now, you're expecting the run, right? You can load up on the box a little bit. It's Grants Pass doesn't have to get a 3 and out necessarily, right? There's a little bit of time left. There is some wiggle room. You can send 5, 6, 7 guys into the box. Here's Sandusky.
Sandusky will get you some yards. He's getting out to about the 38-yard line.
That's a big play for North Medford, because now that sets up a manageable 3rd down, short distance, 2 yards, maybe 3.
3rd and 3, they're calling it. As we approach the 6-minute mark here in the game, on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 28-21, North Medford with the lead and the ball. And the question is, do they still have it in the tank?
If you're North, you have to run the ball here. You got to do what got you here.
Brad looking to find a hole in the outside.
Gets down to the 40. That's not enough for a first down. North needed to get to the 41-yard line. And did Grants Pass just force a 3 and out?
If I know Turner, he's going to go for it.
I wouldn't be surprised. You're at the 40-yard line, and that's not.
It's fourth and. Let's
and
call it 3.
Well, no, it'll be about 4th and 2. Yeah, 1.5, 2 yards about there. But if you're North, you don't convert here. You're given excellent field position to a Grants Pass offense that is rolling right now.
Colby Neuron in there. He is a backup quarterback, and he is a punter.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was about to say, Demi, is you're now under 5 minutes to go. I think if you're North, you punt the ball away. And the Black Tornado will call a timeout to figure this out. But if you are North Medford, at least in my opinion, I do not go for it here. I don't risk giving Grants Pass the ball on your own 40-yard line with 4+ minutes to go.
Right.
Punt the ball away, pin pin Grants Pass inside their own 30.
Yep.
Make them earn it.
Exactly.
Right? Make that offense with the backup quarterback.
They're going to have to figure out how to stop Sloan.
I mean, Sloan, Henricks, it's the running game that has worked for Grants Pass in the second half.
Not the passing game.
Wide open running lanes for the Cavemen. Something we did not see. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Grants Pass has actually run the ball effectively pretty much all game long.
Right.
Jake Henricks had 63 yards rushing in the first half. And he's tacked on with a touchdown and about 20 yards more here in the second half, but GP going to need one more offensive drive. But you see, it looks like
4th and 2. Now Neuron is the punter, but he's also the backup quarterback.
It looks like punt formation, and Grants Pass has nobody back.
Yeah. There they are. They're going to kick it away. Takes a bounce. Going to roll down. Get down around the 20-yard line.
And that's the right decision for North Medford by 100%. You're looking at 4 minutes and 40-plus seconds to go in this game. Make Grants Pass come up with a touchdown drive. Make them march 80 yards down the field with less than 5 minutes to go. I think 100% that's the right call.
So 4:43 on the clock, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Grants Pass with a golden opportunity. Are they coming out? Yeah, they are.
Yep. Grants Pass has never led in this football game.
They're only down by 7. First goal, tie the football game.
Sure, right, exactly. Take it one step at a time. Well, I mean, it is a 7-point game, Demi. If Grants Pass is able to convert here, do they go for 2? I mean, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, of course, but it's still an interesting
Well, we saw
discussion.
North Medford last week against Sheldon. They went for 2, didn't make it. Then they came back and got a fumble and had a chance to try to come back in it again.
And just like North Medford's 28-27 loss to Sheldon, there was a missed point after attempt.
Yep.
Just like in this game, Grants Pass missed a
But
point
they made
after
the
attempt.
two-pointer
But they
to
made
make
the
up.
2-point conversion
Yep.
to make up. True.
Here it is, looking back over the top. He's got his man. Good play by Costanzo, right on him.
And Grants Pass on that last play, playing right into the hands of the North Medford defense. The Black Tornado were saying, go ahead, throw the ball
5-6 yards.
5-6 yards inside the hash lines, not on the sidelines. Right, make the tackle inbounds. The clock continues to run now, under 4 minutes to go. And time running out for the backup quarterback, Hunter Gonzalez, and this GP offense.
Off the left hash mark. He's out of the shotgun. One man back behind him. 2 receivers down here on the near side. Fakes the handoff. Little floater screen. He's got some blocking.
There's room.
Lots of room. Nobody there, but Teese better go catch him. There he goes. He's on the way.
Haven.
Horse collar down, but they'll take it.
Yep, penalty flags come in. What a turn of events for the Grants Pass Cavemen.
They threw that bubble screen. They had 2 big linemen out there, and fortunately, Batiste was able to catch him. Unfortunately, the only thing he could do was horse collar him from behind. So that's going to mark it halfway to the goal.
+60 yards for Dante Haven on that little bubble route, that little screen pass. And then you tack on the horse collar penalty, which, I mean, if you're North Medford, you're kind of okay with that, right? Anything.
It's either that or the touchdown.
Anything to hold on to the lead, but the ball will be placed on the 5-yard line, Demi.
Yeah.
Here we go.
1st and goal.
3:22 remaining.
Grants pass out of the shotgun. Hikes the ball.
No.
Big snap back there. And Tanner just says, not this time.
It's been a while since we've called Tanner Gayoran's name, but coming up when it counts.
Yeah, stepping up big right there in the hole on the 1st and goal.
And it wasn't just Gayoran. There were about 3 or 4 Black Tornadoes that got pressure, got penetration into the backfield. And
got it back to the 8-yard line.
And the tailback had nowhere to go except down.
Clock continuing to run, coming up around the 2:50 mark.
So, a huge play for Grants Pass to get into the red zone, but now you have 3 downs. You got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down to win this game or to tie this game. They're going to give it to Sloan on the outside. Tough run. Did he get in? Yes, says the far sideline official.
Grants Pass.
Spencer Sloan. His 2nd rushing touchdown tonight, and it ties the game.
With the extra point, they can tie it.
And so now we get to ask Demi. Now we find out.
Yeah, will they
go
for
the tie or do you go for the win?
I don't know. They're looking at it.
I say you go for it.
I'm old school. You play to win the game. You don't play to tie the game.
Especially considering the struggles that Grants Pass has had all season long.
Right.
With field goals and point-after attempts. They routinely go for 2-point conversions when the game isn't on the line.
Right.
Play to your strengths. You've gotten great rushing
Looks
from
like they're
Spencer
going for
Sloan and Jake Henricks. If I'm Grants Pass, I have both of those guys in the backfield, and I think they do. It's Henricks in the backfield. They fake it.
He's not going to make it.
Wow. Huge stop.
North Medford holds it on the point after conversion. And they don't get in, so it remains 28-27 with about 2:30 on the clock.
Deja vu all over again, right, Demi?
I'll tell you, Yogi, you're right there. You're a baseball guy. I know you got that one.
Yeah, Yogi Berra, of course.
So tell me about the Rogues. New GM? Or
no, same general manager, Dave May.
New coach.
And his wife. Yep, Chad Rowe, the new coach and assistant coach for the Oregon State Beavers. But yeah, it's all the Mays. Dave and his wife Tabitha, who's the director of operations for the Medford Rogues. The two of them, they're the power couple at the top for the Medford Rogues. And just saw a recent Instagram post by the Southern Oregon Spartans hockey team. Sounds like the Medford Rogues are going to be serving beer at Spartans games all winter long.
Nice.
There you go. Head down to the rink here in Medford. Watch the Southern Oregon
Those
Spartans.
are fun games to watch.
Live hockey is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Jonathan, the voice of the Rogues, and be bringing you all their games. And, good to see they're getting some good coaching and getting going on another season. Okay, so it comes down to this. Here in the 4th quarter, 28-21, missed extra point. They kick it back into the corners. They're going to go out of bounds.
That's a heck of a kick. That is a heck of a kick for Grants Pass. Penalty flags fly, of course, because the ball sails out of bounds.
Sure.
But good job by GP. You've got 2:30.
You got to move the chains once.
And all 3 of your timeouts as
well. The scoreboard hasn't changed timeouts all night. I mean, they have them up there, but whoever's operating the scoreboard isn't taking them off.
Has Grants Pass called a timeout in this half? I don't think
so. North Medford has 2 gone, and they have 1 left. Yeah. But I keep looking at the scoreboard, and it said 3 timeouts the entire game. Down over there across the field on your screen, you can see the teams getting ready, lining up. North Medford coming out.
And they're going to spot the ball at the 35.
Yeah, with the penalty.
So something other than the ball going out of bounds.
Yes. It's they consider like a kick out of bounds. It's a penalty onto it. So they give it to Brad. Brad cuts back.
And Peter Osipovich there to make the tackle in the backfield for Grants Pass.
Now, will they call a timeout right away? It looks like they do.
Huge play for Osipovich and the front line for GP. go. Timeout for Grants Pass. You got that big first stop. Sets up 2nd and 10. Got to stop North Medford just twice more.
So as you can see, the two teams on both sides of the field.
And what a game this has been, Demi. North in control from the very beginning. Force a 3-and-out on the opening drive for Grants Pass. March down, score a touchdown. Next drive for GP. Strip sack fumble recovered by North Medford. On the ensuing drive, they take it to the house for a touchdown. Blink of an eye, it's 14-0. 21-7, I believe was the score at the half. Was it 28-7?
28-7.
28-7. And Grants Pass here in the second half.
28-6.
28-6, right. And in the second half, Grants Pass has been a completely different animal.
Brennan Stultz now under center, 2:11 to go in the game. 2nd down and 11 for the Black Tornado. They're on the right hash mark. Rivalry game in the making here. Get it out to Brad. He's got some space. He's got some space. He's got some running. There he goes.
And that's a very serious mistake by Joel Valadez, the defensive back for Grants Pass. You cannot let the ball carrier beat you outside.
Yeah.
Let him cut inside. You've got 10 other guys there who can make a tackle, but you cannot let the running back.
That's a big run there for him. That's 35 yards.
And that's probably the game right there, truthfully.
So they got 2 timeouts left.
Longest rush of the game for Devin Brad, and it comes at the most opportune time for the North Medford Black Tornado.
Go with his 2 touchdowns. Got 14 on the year. There's Brad on another carry. Heading through the line. Still on his feet. Gets down to about the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Clock is rolling. They're not stopping it. 1:55 and counting.
Pickup of 9 on the play.
Second and 1 for the Black Tornado. Grants Pass trying to hold on to their timeouts here. (34-6) South Medford up over Roseburg. 35-27 Henley up over Phoenix. North Medford now under center. Here's the handoff. Brad once again holding that ball. Look at him spin and go. He's heading for the end zone. One man to beat, and he gets dragged down at about the 1-yard line. Devin Brad on another huge carry.
It picks up 24 on that play. And
that'll put him over 100.
Yeah, so certainly. I mean, he's picked up over 60 yards just in his last 3 rushes.
Yeah, he does that. Okay, we're getting ready to come down under a minute here, North Medford, with a 1st and goal.
And touchdown for
Mr. Brad
Devin
again
Brad.
into the end zone. Touchdown, Black Tornado.
Number 1, 2, 3, 4th on the night for Devin Brad.
Wow.
That is the exclamation point for North Medford. They were dominant all night long, and they were able to gut it out at the very end when it mattered.
Well, it's not over yet.
50 seconds to go. You are a more optimistic man than I am, Debbie.
Miss this extra point, and they come back in 34 seconds. They can tie it. You forget, I watched Reggie Miller destroy the Knicks.
30 seconds, right? 9 points in 13 seconds, wasn't it? Right?
Yes, it was. Most painful 13 seconds of my life. Devin Brad, he's not going to get there. So it's 34-27 with 54 seconds to go. They tried to go for 2 to make it an 8-point game, and it didn't work.
Let's make it a 9-point game.
9-point game, yeah. And it didn't work, so now it's a 7-point game. And Grants Pass will have timeouts and a minute on the clock.
Yep, they'll have a couple timeouts and their big play ability.
Well, let's take a look at that nice little run there by Mr. Brad, as we do from time to time. We watch him as he sets his feet, just plants and goes. Here's the handoff. Mr. Brad cuts, goes in the middle, does not make it. There you go on the point after. Does not make it. So we'll have to wait and see. The play before that, though. Play before that, that was the score. Line up and show you, and here that is. Mr. Brad just kind of trots his way in on a broken block. Says, get out of my way. Don't forget, you can catch these and other highlights coming up tonight on Friday Night Football. Joe Brett in the studio, KTVL Channel 10. Check it out. Highlights and more coming up tonight. Cassette, kicking it deep.
And another big props and shout out to Brian Schnee, traveling all the way back from Salt Lake City to join Joe Brett in the studio for Friday Night Lights. We wish. Spencer Sloan on the carry, and then there's some penalty marker on the far side of the field.
See what we got here. Maybe a block in the back, or 34-27.
This is a big penalty too, Demi. And you're is it a 10-yard penalty one way or the other? Is a 20-yard swing? We'll see. Holding
defense.
On North Medford.
Wow, that's a killer. It'll be an automatic first down.
And another big chunk of yardage for Grants Pass. They've got 43 seconds to try and tie this game. This game has not been tied since 0-0.
Yeah.
And North has been in the lead for just about all of it.
So you see Sandusky's in, Carpenter's in. Defensive backs back there.
Here we go.
We got Colby Neron
on the 41-yard line.
Nolan Morris. There's a pass over the middle. Broken up. Nicely done back there by Colby Neron.
And a common sense defensive call for the Black Tornado. Get double coverage on the wide receivers on the sidelines and make it difficult for GP. That pass right there, that play has been Grants Pass's bread and butter all season long.
And I think North read that in the film and said, okay, when times are tough, that's what they're going to go to.
Absolutely.
All right, so 2nd down and 10. A little over 30 seconds to go in the game.
You got Devik Chang at the top of your screen.
He's rolling right.
Gonzalez is looking for him instead.
Overthrows his man.
Over the intended target, Jet Hood. And here we go, 3rd down now and 10 with 33 seconds to go.
Golzaller on the coverage. .33 seconds. Can the Black Tornado hold on in this rivalry game? This one has gone back years and years. They've played 112 times over the course of history. North has won 71. Grants Pass has won 36, and there's been 5 ties. He's got some room up the middle. Got the first down across midfield.
Yep. As there's looked like an injured Grants Pass caveman. Looks like he'll be okay. He's going to stagger and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Stop the clock with 27 seconds.
Tough kid, Kai Perez. And there you go. Trip wide receivers at the top of your screen. Clock still ticking.
Rolling. There's a pass down the sideline.
Single coverage. And then there at the very end, the safety came over to break up the play. Pass intended for Devik Chang. Clock stops at 12 seconds.
Yeah, he's still down. 12 seconds to go. 2nd down.
But if you're Grants Pass, you've gotten to a point where you can take that shot.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yep, you got a couple times. One to get inside the 30, and then one to tie or take. For something miraculous.
The Hail Mary.
We'll let the players decide that.
2nd down and 10 now from the 43-yard line. Grants Pass right out of the middle of the field, traveling left to right. White uniforms.
Joel Valadez at the bottom of your screen, going to be used as a screener. They go to Liam Hendricks, and what a terrific defensive tackle in the backfield. Nolan Morris for North Medford.
The only problem with that is he threw him out of bounds. 4 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, but now 4th and 15, 16 on the play. And Grants Pass will use their final timeout.
Grants Pass using a timeout. So they're going to meet now. I wonder what's going on down there in that huddle. Let's see if we can zoom in on that and see what we get there. See what he draws on that board.
It's going to be a lot of straight lines pointing towards the end zone, Demi.
Yeah. Coach right there, Musser, just kind of saying what's going on.
I mean, one of two things, a couple things can happen here, Demi, right? You've got a completed play that falls short of the end zone, in which case the game is over, North Medford wins. You've got a completed pass in the end zone, in which case Grants Pass would have a chance to tie or take the lead. Would be an awfully long throw. You also have
PI,
a pass interference possibility.
And sometimes I hate that about football, that now teams are going for pass interference.
Right.
They're throwing the ball for pass interference. That's not playing to win.
Now it's playing within the rules that are set. We'll see. I mean, North
That's
Medford.
Wall Street.
Yeah, North Medford certainly playing in a prevent defense here. And here we go.
Here we go. There's the throw going down the field.
And it's intercepted.
Intercepted. Nicely done. Check it out. Colby Neron coming back the other way.
Wants to take it to the house.
Oh, sure he does.
Put an exclamation point on this game. He's not going to get there.
Not going to get there, but the clock is going to run out, and North Medford is going to get the victory on the interception on the final play of the game. We got whistles. What do we got?
Personal fouls coming after the play has already been whistled dead.
He's telling guys, all right, go to your benches. Let's go. And that is going to be the final. But I'll tell you what, couldn't have gotten more exciting there toward the end. Grants Pass did a great job of trying to get back into that game. But it is on the John L. Scott. That is a final. There you see it, 34-27. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, wrap things up right after this here on Table Rock Sports. Stay with us.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just a dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Well, we welcome you back to Spiegelberg Stadium. Our final score tonight on the John L. Scott scoreboard, North Medford with the win, 34-27. South Medford, 34-6. That one with a few minutes left in it, up over Roseburg. And another one, Henley, up over Phoenix, 35-27. That one in the fourth quarter there. And some great football action. So, Jonathan Kerman joining us tonight from Grants Pass. Chris had an update on what he saw going on with Mr. Coyle. Not looking like the best of prognoses as far as a collarbone possibly accident there. But the sub came in and did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely, Denny. The backup quarterback, Hunter Gonzalez, the junior, came in and did not miss a beat. You know, if you had Coyle and Hendricks replace jerseys, you never would have known that Coyle, the starter, was out of the game. But as you see the North Medford Black Tornado football team celebrating a hard-fought and well-deserved victory over a very talented Grants Pass football team. But as it stands now, North Medford improves to 5-1. Grants Pass falls to 3-3, undefeated at home, winless on the road.
Ben, for North Medford, as important as that, they go to 1-1 in conference.
Right.
Which is very important. They have Roseburg here next week. Then they have a off week, not an off week, but a non-conference week up against Aloha, the number one shooting team in the state. I mean, Aloha is no joke.
Mm-hmm.
And so that'll be a big one on the road. And then they come back for the Black and Blue against South Medford, who tonight looks like they're walking all over Roseburg.
Yep, 34-6 on the John L. Scott scoreboard over on another one of our Table Rock Sports broadcasts. But I think just taking a quick glance, looks like we had the game of the week.
I tell you, definitely. Although from a score perspective.
Maybe not to speak too soon, because Henley and Phoenix are in a
still going at it.
One-score game. Yeah, so those of you who are tuning in, hop over to that Phoenix-Henley game happening live right now on the Table Rock Sports Network.
But as we take a look at our Southern Oregon Sports Commission Player of the Game nominees. Nominee,
if you rush for over 100 yards, over 130 yards, and you score 4 touchdowns, that's a pretty strong case to be the Southern Oregon Sports Commission Player of the Game, and it belongs to the junior running back for North Medford, Devin Brad.
Devin Brad with the 4 touchdowns has 16 on the season, and he goes up approaching the 1,000-yard mark on the season.
Yeah, truly incredible. And for Brad, got better as the game went along. 3 of his final 4 rushes were some of his longest of the night, and it came in that final drive for North to take that deciding touchdown lead that eventually led to the victory.
Well, it looks good from there. For the rest of the tonight's scores, what we've got right now, Henley over Phoenix 35-27, and it looks like South Medford did win that one big time, so that the Panthers go to 2-0 in the conference play. But that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. We do appreciate you being with us. We want to thank you for watching today's broadcast, and be sure to download the TableRockSports.net app and watch all the replays of these games and more on your mobile devices. Would like to thank North Medford High School Athletic Director Patrick Grady for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, and special thanks to head coaches John Musser and Steve Turner for being on the Bills Glass Coaches Corner. Would like to congratulate the 1969 State Championship football team and their celebration here tonight. Thank you for the gentlemen being on the Larry and Bo being on the interview with me earlier in the pregame show. Our next Table Rock Sports production will be Sheldon against North Medford Soccer tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Christopher Janish, Matthew DeSoto will have that game for you. And then check out the great features on the website, TableRockSports.net, and all of our social media as well. Coming up tonight, News 10, Channel 10. Check it out. Joe Brett will have all the highlights and more coming up. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, 34-27 as North Medford defeats Grants Pass and goes to 1-1 in conference play, 5-1 overall, and see if their number 12 ranking stands up come Monday morning. And this has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports with Jonathan Kerman, Christopher Janish. I'm Deputy Soto saying thanks for watching and good night from Spiegelberg Stadium in Medford, Oregon.